Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended.
Today is Friday, October 22nd, 2021. My name is Tom.
And I'm Jesse.
And once again, this is Just Weirdly Blended.
Just Weirdly Blended. I got to make sure to look at you guys because I don't look at you guys. I don't look at you folks.
It's kind of, well...
It's weird because I look at
Do you
us.
look right at the camera?
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I don't know.
Hi, guys.
You know, I don't know the etiquette. Do you stare in the eyes?
I notice that a lot of times you don't stare right
When I eat a banana,
people.
don't make eye contact with another man.
When you're sucking on a lollipop, don't make eye contact.
No kidding. I think that's one thing you don't do. Make eye contact.
Do you
when
feel
eat
weird when you eat those delicious fudge-sicle pops?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like getting these. They're called big sticks. That's how I remember them. They're like an orange and like tropical fruit.
Yeah, you do.
But they're pretty big.
Yeah.
They're good though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. They're so good. But it's like there's no way to eat them without looking like
A little bit,
like you're giving it head. You know.
to put it delicately.
Oh, super delicate.
Well, I mean,
What is it
there's
called?
no other
Fellatio?
way to eat it than to bob your head up and down on it.
Yeah. Well, because you'll have it and you're like.
When you find yourself. Check out this tongue move I learned last week.
Because I ate those and then Alicia will be like, "Oh damn, look at you." She'll say shit. I'm like, "Fuck that!" So I'll bite it.
So you have the double motion going in and out.
Yeah. So I seen this meme and it's like how a man eats like a popsicle or something in front of another man, and it shows a guy. He's got his popsicle and he has a knife and he's cutting slices.
Oh, I just bite it. It's like a
like,
warning call, you know.
yeah, but it's so cold on the teeth, man. I hate biting.
It is.
So
You're right.
in the privacy of my alone,
When I'm alone in my cell, I'll just.
when I'm alone, man, that popsicle's having the time of its life.
Nothing like the ending, right? Of that popsicle.
Yeah, they're so good though.
They are good. I don't know.
But
Was
bananas,
it a man that designed the popsicle?
Was it?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm saying,
sure it
was it a man? Like, you know,
I'm sure it was. Could women do anything back in the day?
they weren't allowed to.
Or they got slapped
could,
up?
They could. But
No, back in the day
Were
they
they
couldn't do
allowed?
shit. Like they could, but
did you ever watch Titanic?
Yeah,
All Rose wanted to do was get drawn by Jack, and
right.
she got slapped for it.
Exactly. Well, women kind of got slapped around a lot back in the
They
days.
did. I actually watched a documentary about alcohol abuse.
Cheers.
And there were a lot of women in like the late 1800s that hated alcohol because their husbands would get off work and just go blow all their money at the bar.
Oh,
Yeah, and so they
reminds me of an episode of Drunk History.
yeah. Oh, maybe that's where I learned about it. Maybe that was the documentary I watched. I think it was a real documentary I watched, but
It's a real girl that like kind of
she started the no, all I can think is like abolitionist. It's not the abolitionist movement. It's the
not prohibition, but
no, but it led to that. It was the Women's League, and they did. Oh, I can't think of the word. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, they wanted to get rid of the evils of alcohol and what it does to men folk.
that's true.
Because they would come home. I mean, the guy was just trying to have a good time, just partying a little
And
bit.
beating his wife.
And
a little
then-
bit.
You know, one thing led to another.
How did that become okay to do? To slap your woman?
I don't know. Was it always the thing? I hope not. I would imagine that there were a lot of people that didn't do that.
I would think so.
Knowing my wife, if I even tried it, but regardless of the
She'd beat you.
culture,
Yeah, yeah.
she would end me.
Dude,
So
your wife and mine.
yeah. So I doubt that there were like every woman was just willing to put up with that
But,
back in the day.
No, my wife told me one time if I ever did something, she'd like stab me or something. So I was like,
Yep.
You know what? I love you, girl.
And then told us where we would find your body.
Yes, the septic tank.
Oof.
For you guys listening, she was joking. I hope you guys know
I'm
that.
pretty sure. Except for that one time when
I
she was
think-
removing the lid.
I
and looking
think
in.
she was joking.
We'll find out.
Anywho, we'll cut that out. No.
Yeah. Don't worry, Alicia.
No, but it was weird because it's like that was the norm then, though, to do that.
Well, yeah, and the amount of people that.
Do you think it's because guys were like insecure?
Oh yeah,
Because women could probably do some of the stuff.
Well, think about back then in the day where it's like, I mean, what did you really have control over?
As a woman?
As a man, anybody. Like, what did you have control over back in the day? Like, they had no control over anything. They couldn't afford to buy. They couldn't have dreamed of doing what we're doing.
No.
You know?
They didn't have the technology.
So, like, yeah, I mean, they worked in, like, men went to work in places
like
that would
mills
kill
and
you.
shit. Yeah.
Mills and deep in caves, mining things,
Yep,
and blowing up stuff to build railroads and a bunch of garbage. And then they came home and they're like, oh, man.
No cooked food?
Yeah. What the hell? I could have stayed at the bar for this kind of service. And then they get mad and they start swinging. Back in the day, they were all just boxers.
But that was okay, though, right?
Yeah, like, can you imagine that? Like, we go to the bar and like, yeah, I had to give Sally a little what for what last night.
Well, because I mean,
it was not good. It was
that's great. Even like on TV and stuff, like they would portray
even in like the 60s and stuff. The guy like slaps the girl on the cheek. Ain't you cute?
Yeah,
sweetheart.
Nowadays, dude,
not so much.
You get canceled for
as you should.
You get canceled for anything. Like, I mean, what is that? The whole cancel culture right now. So I don't know. Don't hit a woman now. That's not okay.
No, that's not okay to any culture.
No, that's just crazy. That's what drives me wild, though. Is like
that how normal it was.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and they kind of like spoke about that, and I was like, that is weird that it was like
just how like normal it was for them.
It was normalized. It was
whereas
okay.
For us, there's no way.
I was like, no way. She hit me, damn fly, and yeah,
I know.
That fly was already in here before we opened those windows.
I swear, everywhere I go right now, there's a fly that just circles my head. It drove me nuts.
I think it's the fly from my office.
See, that's my issue too. I go to work and I sit, and all day long, this fly just keeps landing on my forehead. I feel like Mike Pence trying to get through a speech over here.
Got the fly on your head.
Sitting on my head.
No, I was sitting at work, and there was a fly just going around like my monitors and stuff. I'm like, dude, get away. And then I left, and I was like doing some stuff in the back, and like I was pulling some wires. I was helping like one of my techs out. So I come back to my office, and it's been a couple hours. My door's wide open. Fucking fly's still chilling there, just living life. Little bastard. Fuck him.
Do you ever try to kill a fly with your hand, knowing that you're not going to get to do it?
Every time.
I sat like this,
like I'm the Karate Kid.
And then it went like that, and of course it flew off.
I hear it's because they see.
They do. They see super slow.
Like, yeah, everything's slow
motion.
I
had like my pen then, and I was like, if I move slowly and just like push on it, can I kill it? No, it flew away.
Well, because they see us, and
super
they're
fast.
like, "Fuck, look this guy."
Yeah,
I'm
he
the
thinks
Flash.
Like, I know my slow is like not moving, and then when I go to move, he saw it like an hour ago.
But
do you think they mock us when we miss?
Oh, hell yeah. They're laughing at us. They're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hi, mama. Love you. Elena's outside. My daughter's out there just looking at us.
She likes to look in and just watch and make faces at the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, our brothers are here playing.
Yeah. Yeah, JJ came to spend that. He was pretty pumped.
I'll bet he was. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row now. Well, not 2 weeks in a row. It's been a 2-week dry spell, if you will.
Yeah, because he didn't come last week.
No.
He was there the week before, so yeah.
If I remember, he got in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a fit.
He didn't get to come over
because he wasn't going to get to spend the night because we went to Oregon, which was
shout out to Oregon.
Shout out to Oregon. I don't know what button. Oh yeah, that's how
we don't shout out to Oregon. We are Washington.
Yeah, fuck them tree huggers. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Oregon.
We love trees here too. We just don't have that many in Eastern Washington.
Yeah,
where we are.
Shout out Oregon. Oh, what the hell? There we go. I hit the wrong button. I think I might have paused our mics. No. Okay, we're good.
So. I think we're good.
I was pushing buttons on the thing, and I think I must have pushed the wrong button.
Yeah,
but anyway,
every week is a new learning.
Oregon was pretty cool. We went to the baby shower. I didn't go to the baby shower. I was like, you know what?
Thank God.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I stayed with Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him.
Your brother-in-law.
Yeah, my brother-in-law. So my wife went with my sister-in-law, obviously. They went to the baby shower. They had fun. Me and Jaime stayed back and drank had a couple beers when we took apart a TV of his. Which
didn't think that you fixed it, right? And then
we took it apart because part of the TV, you'd turn it on and it'd be okay, and then all of a sudden half the TV or maybe 3/4 would go black. You're like, what the hell? So then we like after we took everything apart, we couldn't really see what was wrong. Like all the LEDs would pop on. So I started I unplugged some ribbons and then we just resat them.
Yeah.
And then we put everything back together and then it kept working. So I wonder if it...
Have you talked to him since?
I haven't. So I might text him and ask him, hey, man, is that shit still working?
Update on the TV. How's it doing?
He got it for free. Because when he was going to purchase it, the guy was like, hey...
just want to let you know, 3/4 of the screen.
Well, no, it was working, and he goes, I must have hit something, or I don't know. He goes, you know what? I don't feel right. So you know what? Just keep it. I'm gonna see if I can get a replacement when that comes in. You know, blah blah blah. So he's like, all right. I was like, cool, man. That's good for you.
Dang, 2 TVs.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll get the other one, but you know. If he does, that's 2. But if not, well, no, because he says if he gets the other TV, he'll give the other one back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what he said. So,
well, all right, that's cool.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. Oregon was pretty cool. It was nice. We had to leave early because our oldest daughter Sadia came back.
Yeah, from Arizona.
Yeah, she was pretty excited.
Yeah,
to be home.
Happy to be back.
She is. So the house feels normal again.
I'll bet.
Because it was feeling a little... Not when that it felt weird.
She moved in August?
No.
Early?
July.
I want to say.
Wow. End of July.
Time ago.
Somewhere. It's been a minute. So she's having fun. She liked it.
Good.
So, yeah. You know, it was cool. It was cool.
Last weekend feels like a million years ago.
It does. I don't know. So much happened last week. Because we did our podcast, and then the next day had to go to Oregon.
Yeah, that's right. See, I had nothing to do. So I just was a long ass week, I guess. Yeah,
this weekend I think I'm gonna do some mow my yard one last time, and then I'm gonna try to hang that light that we just bought.
Oh, really? Try to move it?
Yep, I'm gonna try to do that.
That's cool.
You know, do what I gotta do.
Yeah,
but yeah, Oregon was cool.
That's good.
And we also went to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, you guys did.
Yeah, that's what
I was watching football. Alicia was asking if we wanted to go, and
I know you guys were saying no, we're lazy.
I was so lazy last weekend,
but it was so cool.
Lazy.
I don't know if we're gonna go. If you guys go this weekend, let us know.
Okay.
We might
roll. Yeah, we'll probably hit it up.
It was pretty fun. We didn't get to spend that much time because they closed at 6, and we were there at 4. So it's like we didn't have much time. To do much.
Well, it gets so dark so early now.
Oh, I know.
So, yeah.
6 o'clock. It's already freaking dark.
I know. Leave work and it's pitch black. Very soon we're gonna get to work in the dark and leave in the dark.
Boo. That's what Alicia is hating about work right now. Is because she gets home at 6. She gets off at 6, so she gets home a little after 6.
Yeah.
So she's like, bumming out. Oh, yeah. And I hated that when I was driving over to the Toppenish every day. Like, fuck, that was the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, oh, looks, the sun's going down. Looks like I'm not getting home till late.
Yeah, my drive has never been more than a few miles, so I can't complain about that. But
yeah, well, Alicia's work's pretty close.
Yeah,
I can get there in maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, mine's within 10 minutes.
10 minutes or less. So, I still don't know where Sagecrest is.
Oh yeah, so you know where they have the road closed?
No.
Well, 395 heading down towards Oregon.
Yeah.
You know where it's all closed off for Ridgeline. Yeah. So if you took that exit, you would get right to where I work. Okay. You go just up Ridgeline,
like past the.
You can actually see it from Ridgeline. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of up on the hill. It's a very fancy school, two-story elementary school. The library probably has $1 million view. It's on the second floor and has these huge picture windows, and you can look out over everything.
That's kind of cool.
It's crazy. One day I was just looking through the windows because you can see.
You're gonna have to take a picture.
I know they have a ton of glass inside the building and out because there's a lot of inner corridors, but they tried to keep it the light everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So I was looking into the library, just kind of looking out the windows and just checking out random things about it. And then the gal that works at the desk sees me staring and just waves at me. I'm like, oh, hi.
Awkward.
Oh, oops. God damn it, Harvey.
We got a rogue dog in here.
Hey,
Harvey.
Why do you always do this?
Say hi, Harvey.
That's Harvey.
That's Harvey Weinstein. Oh, no, not Harvey Weinstein.
No, Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent. There we go. I like that better.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein is
A piece of shit.
purely coincidental.
That was just, that's the first Harvey I thought about.
Man, I know.
I'm sorry, Harvey.
Harvey Weinstein kind of ruined it for all Harveys. Can you imagine being a real Harvey?
Can you imagine? Well, Hitler ruined it for all Hitlers.
No.
Adolf's? Your name Adolf?
Yeah. They
that
changed
mustache out of style.
Can't do that now.
No, Charlie
No,
Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin. Can you imagine being his agent? Oh, shit.
God damn it.
Jesus.
But wasn't he doing that to kind of make fun of? Or was it a girl that did Charlie Chaplin? Or
Charlie Chaplin was a man.
it was a man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Harvey.
Very famous 1920s actor.
Yeah.
Gotta close the door again.
Closing the door.
Because we're going to hear all the noise.
Yeah, we're going to hear the dogs and stuff. But yeah, hope you folks had a good week. It's been crazy. This week's been not too crazy, though. It's been pretty mellow. Aside from the fact that all the traveling. I traveled to Oregon again on yesterday. On a yesterday, I traveled to Oregon, to that goddamn hippie state. Had to deliver some stuff, so which was cool though. It was a nice little drive.
It'd be kind of fun to drive for a day of work. Get paid to drive. That's kind of cool.
And plus mileage, so I was like, man, I'll be all right.
Yeah. Shout out to the truckers out there.
That's my sound effect. I don't think we got.
We don't.
You know, I read something that truckers miss you doing that. Back in the day, I remember doing that.
Really? They do?
Yeah.
Hey, to all the truckers out there.
Like a trucker, when you do that, truckers like to honk the horn for the kids. I remember as a kid,
Our kids not asking? Oh, they're on their iPads now.
Yeah, kids have neck problems now, probably. God, they're like this.
They do. Hey, honey, there's a truck outside.
No Wi-Fi.
I know, it's on my game.
I know. So I've done it a couple times to see, but I don't think they can see me.
And it's just not the same when it's an adult. Hey! Come on!
Yeah.
You know you want to.
Fucking bastard. But yeah, no, I guess some truckers actually enjoyed doing that. Cause
like a little tear they drive by, pulling up to the kid. They're like, this little guy, hey, watch this, son. Got, the wife's in there.
Yeah.
And they get out there, and then it's like super embarrassing.
That's like kids in Santa, probably.
It's like Santa Claus, right? In Elf. There wasn't enough belief anymore.
That's exactly it.
That's why we have a trucking crisis.
That's exactly why we have a
We don't have the belief anymore. We can't run the show.
Yeah, you got to believe.
You
if you guys want your toilet paper and all your other stuff.
If you want cars,
everything.
Cars.
Dude, I saw a picture, and I don't know how true the picture was, but it shows all the shipping containers out on the ocean. It's like a hella.
So, yeah, the biggest issue is the trucks. We can't get the cargo out of the port to get the new cargo into the port. It's a major problem. So
because there's not enough truckers?
Yeah, serious shout out to our truckers. They're working their tails off, and there's just not enough of them. I don't know what caused that problem outside of we're ordering a lot of crap, and there's just not enough trucks.
The pandemic kind of people went psycho.
That's the part I do know. They said that with the stimulus money and everything else, there's a lot of demand because we have money, and then there's a lot of backup. So we're past the backup, but there's so much cargo now coming in. The infrastructure is not really made for that much.
And I hear it's going to take 2 years before everything gets back to normal.
Even the shipping containers, I know this is so interesting. The shipping containers, apparently, we don't really make for a lot of reuse. So, there's no money in shipping the container back empty.
Well, you know what there's a company. You know what a company does? There's a company
that use to
make those swimming pools.
Swimming pools, mini houses. You can buy
underground
it as a shop. Underground bunkers. There's a guy that made them out of old school buses.
That's dope.
At least according to YouTube. YouTube never lies.
No, they don't. The internet never.
Yeah, he made lots of buses. He just put them next to each other.
Yeah,
open the windows up so you can shimmy through.
That's cool. Those containers, though, they're pretty huge.
They're huge and heavy. They're expensive too. I thought about getting one for a shed.
Where are you gonna put that? That thing's huge.
Nowhere. They have little ones. They have 20 footers.
Still pretty big.
Let me tell you.
Freaking this guy at work sent me a link to this person. That's what they do for a living is they
sell containers.
They make the swimming pools out of those containers. They'll come and they'll put them in the ground, make you a legit pool.
Yeah.
They even put a window on the side of it.
Oh, like an above ground?
Yeah, they can do an above ground, or they can do something where they make it look like a glass or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He was
probably
telling
insert
me,
like in a thick epoxy window.
but I was like,
whatever
that'd
you
be
call it.
dope.
Dude, there was this guy with $1 billion mansion somewhere. I don't know where, but he has
California.
Yeah, I think it was. It had to have been. He had a living room that you go underneath the ground, and you went into the swimming pool. So it was like a 180 view of the inside of a swimming pool.
So he had a swimming pool underground?
No, he had an above. He had like an in-ground pool in his backyard, and his mansion was built next to it. But you went downstairs into the basement, and it had this like round living room that jutted out into this gigantic pool.
Wow!
And so you had like a 180-degree view window of the pool, which of course you had like women swimming in. It's like, come on, guy. That's so yesterday.
That's so yesterday. That's so 70s and 80s.
Don't be sexist.
That's so, what is it?
Women
Boogie
don't
Nights?
swim.
No, they don't swim.
Yeah, they do actually. Oh, I heard a story today. Man.
Boogie Night of women swimming?
Yeah. A gal I work with, she's a swim coach at one of the high schools, and the girls were swimming, and it's super cold right now, so I don't even know how to do it.
Is it
one of the high
indoor
schools,
swim?
No, outdoors.
Oh.
It's our city pool, which, if you don't know, is an outdoor pool.
The one in Kennewick?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
It's chilly. It's chilly, to say the least. I don't know how they do it.
Dude, I took a swimming class in high school, and it was so fun.
I'll bet it was cool.
Indoors, though.
But this coach had petroleum jelly and rubbed it all rubbed it all over a pumpkin. A pumpkin.
Okay.
And then they're at the pool, apparently, like throwing the pumpkin around. And the petroleum jelly got everywhere. It got on the outsides of the pool. It got in the water. She said girls were slipping everywhere. They're almost falling. It was in the pool.
Oh, man, poor
One
kids.
girl dived down and came up with like a glob of it in her mouth. How disgusting would that be?
That'd be disgusting.
Ugh. So anyway,
Love you.
To you high school swimmers, we're going to do a shout out just like for the truckers.
Yeah.
I don't know how you handle it.
That's a shout out.
A 3-gun salute for you. Yeah.
Harvey,
I am going
stop coming in.
hurt that dog.
Yeah, Harvey keeps coming in.
He just keeps opening the door. That's all he wants to do.
He just wants to
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, little mama.
She's such a sweet girl.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm going to have to find a way to lock these doors.
Buy a lock.
I'm
Buy a lock.
throwing
No,
them
I'm just
out.
playing. Would you want a mansion like that?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, there's one on the south side
know if
of Canyon Lakes that has huge windows and these outdoor patios. That house looks so cool. I
can't think which one it is. I probably
it's like a kind of a modern looking place, and it's got like 3 floors, and they're all super huge windows.
and they're all the same looking floor.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, like when they have their shades open. Not that I'm not a creeper, but there's like this 2-story living
Park
room.
outside. Wait.
I just sit there.
Oh well, they did it.
Oh jeez, they're back up there again. No, it's a really cool house, but no, like, would I really want something that big? No, like, how would you ever take care of it?
I don't. Yeah, that's my beef. Like,
Yeah,
they have amazing houses out there, but I don't know if I'd want something that crazy.
no, and they're all on hills.
My house is 9,000 square feet, and it sucks.
Yeah, I know. This like 18 million square foot house I live in.
No, but having a big house would suck like that. Like that would suck.
Yeah, can you imagine going and cleaning those windows? They don't. That's the thing. To have that kind of house, you have to have enough money to take care of that kind of
To
house.
have that kind of house, yeah.
Oh my lord!
You're probably a doctor or a lawyer or something.
Usually, you're California money.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of Californians over
By
there.
the way, Californians,
Stop moving here.
Stop moving here.
You're ruining my country. Or, I mean, my city.
Go back to your own country, California.
Go back to California country.
Do you remember when they used to do that song in like the 20s? They're like, California, here we come. Grab our pen and our gun, we're coming. And now they're like,
Our pan?
yeah,
like a gold mine?
gold.
Yeah.
They all came out for the gold rush.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys, mine a 49.
You know, the 20s.
The 1920s.
You don't
The
remember that?
gold rush of the 20s. No, it was 1800s. Sorry.
I was like,
1890s. I was 30 years off. Not that much in the
I
grand
was going to
scheme
say,
of time.
you know, the cool thing, though, about like that era of the 20s and stuff?
Everything. And minus the hitting women, as we addressed.
No, you know what? Minus the hitting women, because
Minus
that's
the hitting
terrible.
women. That was not good.
But the way like the men dressed,
Oh, yeah.
like just so
The hats and the
the
chains.
suits and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Zoot suits and
Like
the
now,
gangsters.
guys are wearing pants with holes
Yeah.
all through their everything, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like I see even kids now with holy pants. I go to drop my daughter off at school at the high school, and just people with their pants. I hated when I had holes in my jeans.
In the words of the Sopranos, El Marron, they buy them broken. They buy them broken.
Yeah,
like that. You pay somebody. Do they have to make the jeans and then scrub it on something to cause?
So I seen a video where they did that, but then again, I think
it's true.
They get like a sander, like almost a sand block, and just.
So here's a perfectly good pair of jeans, but we're America, so this is what we're going to do with it. We're going to rip a bunch of holes in it because we don't need clothing for warmth. We need it for style.
Fuck. Dude, I seen someone walking down the street, I think it was this summer, and I don't know why they were even wearing jeans, to be honest. Like, the hole in the front was like, I don't know why they had those jeans on, because it was such a huge hole. It was like their whole thigh was showing. Yeah. And their almost the whole calf area. Like, I was like,
it looks like a shark attack victim.
What happened? Are you okay?
Right. Sir, lay down, sir. It's not worth it. No.
Did you just come from getting beaten?
What the hell happened to you? I just went to the store.
Like, if I seen someone running out onto the middle of the road wearing that, I would think really something probably happened.
In the words of Steve Carell, where did you get those pants? The toilet store? I seriously just like, I don't know. I know. Some of them look cool. Like, you can have tasteful holes.
You can.
But this is kind of the point. Like, do you think they just sit in the room, they're like, you know what I'm going to get away with my line? I'm going to rip the shit out of them, and they're still going to buy them. Like, no, they won't.
So I remember when those, like, the holes started coming in style, kind of, but not like to the point where, like, now it's like crazy. But I remember
tasteful rips.
I'd see, like, I never really went to Abercrombie in Finch or whatever. I mean,
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't ever want to buy stuff, but I'd see clothes with holes, and I'm like, people are buying this. And I went in, so I did go in there one time to go see how much these holy ass clothes, and there's like $60-$70. I'm like, I'm good.
But don't we all want holy clothes?
Oh, hell.
I want some jeans.
Yeah.
I want to hear a homily about that one.
Dude, but it's terrible. Like, I was like, nah, that's cool. I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then Abercrombie would always have the half-naked people sitting outside their store. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Come on in, buy some clothes. Why? You're not wearing any.
Yeah.
What do you sell? Invisible shirts? What, did you drive here in the invisible Wonder Woman car? Come on.
They never came in when I was sitting out there like that.
And I was in high school. Where were the half-naked women?
Oh, that's
right,
different, though. That's different because it just is
equal. It
is. You know what? It is crazy how there is that, like, not the stereotype. I don't know what to call it, but where it is like it's okay. Yeah, it's a double standard. It's okay for one, but not the other.
Yeah. Well, women have dealt with that for years.
Yeah.
You know,
like I was listening to something, and they said, you know, they heard these like teachers, or it was either teachers or it was like camp counselors, like, oh, look at Jimmy. He's going to be so hot when he's older. Right. The girl teachers are saying that, our counselors or whatever it was, but that was okay. No one said nothing. But if a guy was to say something,
let me say that.
No, that's what I mean.
Let's see how that.
Not that I was. And see, that's the thing. Like, why would you say that?
You wouldn't.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I would probably beat someone who said that about my daughter or my son.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Well, I'd get my wife to beat the person that said it about my son.
I wouldn't beat anyone because I'm a man and men don't do that.
No.
But my wife,
no,
she's a woman. No,
our women, they would beat us to death.
For example,
why I oughta,
well, punch it in the moon, Alice or whatever her name was.
See,
yeah, right. In the
Honeymooners.
Yeah, why I oughta, you bitch. Like, no, come on, man.
Why is that cool?
Oh, you made me dinner and it's cold. Why I oughta. Like, okay.
Let that show come out now.
Let it come out now.
One episode.
The Honeymooners now.
Honeymooners.
You couldn't even make it. You know what they would do, though? But this is the other thing, though.
No, it comes out now. The woman would say that.
She would, and it wouldn't be an issue.
It wouldn't be.
And isn't that ironic?
Okay.
Isn't that? No,
Don't
it's not okay.
I know it's not okay.
This is my issue with all of this stuff.
It's kind of like bullshit.
We aren't about equality and love and all the things it's supposed to be. We're about fucking retribution.
That's what
what we're all about.
Revenge.
It's not revenge, guys. Like, we're never going to win that way. We're just going to piss each other off and cause more pain.
Well, dude,
Why
it's
do we want
true.
more
It is
pain?
true.
Why do we want more pain? I don't want more pain. You don't.
No,
Let's
no,
hear each
fuck
other. Let's
that.
love each other.
That's not happening.
Come on. Give a little love.
You're loving each other. Now that sounds.
Kids, what's that you call me?
But yeah, his name we'd call him Mr. Forehead,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I think he was bald a little bit.
Premature balding.
And then
there.
and it's funny because I remember we would talk like he was always drinking. We always thought he was drinking.
How old were you then?
We were in grade school. Like I know
grade.
shit about that.
Yeah, he's drunk again. It's the forehead over there.
There it
But
goes.
you thought that, in fairness, he was passed out with a whiskey bottle next to him. So,
I mean,
yeah.
in all fairness, something like that.
And we
No,
can't remember his name, so.
But yeah, the only instrument I remember playing then was the woodblock.
Oh. More
That-
cowbell.
more,
Yeah. More wood block.
yeah, more woodblock.
The what do they call that in tango music? They have the
And then there's
not guap. That's the other thing.
guac guac.
Yeah,
The guacamole.
we're all guap.
We're all guap guap. We're such
Love your
idiots.
brothers. We apologize for our unholy sacrament of guap.
It's guac guac.
It's guac. We listen to you again.
I
Correct.
actually had one of my texts. I had her listen to
She
it.
goes, it's not guap.
No, so when I had her listening to it,
What is it? A guap is a stack of money, right? A little roll
Something,
up of
I don't
cash.
know.
I think
I thought we looked it up.
gangsters use a guap. A guap is a rolled up stack of bills. Yeah.
Guac though. That's
Guac is short for guacamole, unless of course you're using it in that reference. Then it's not.
in that song. But I was laughing so hard because I had her listen to it, and she's laughing, obviously. And
just for hysterical.
yeah,
and
probably
then-
not the most appropriate song to play to one of my employees, but
It's okay.
yeah, whatever. We're
Not
We're
an
all good.
employee. She was an equal at that moment.
oh, you know what?
She was an equal.
I treat all my
Yeah.
my staff members, my team, as equals. Like
See,
I get along with them.
we're all
I
humans on this big
I
crazy
get down
spinning
and dirty
rock.
with them, down in the trenches too. So
Yeah.
like I'm not above them.
In
I
an
never,
asexual way.
and they know that I'm not above them. They know that I'll fucking
I'll be
work
above.
hard.
I'll be below. Behind.
Why are
in
you?
front. Anyway,
I just look down on them. Clean that mess.
you stand on your desk, and I say unto you,
Fix that hard drive now.
as I saith, it shall be done.
Yes, or I'll stone you to death.
Yes.
But no, as I was listening to it, though, I was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. It's guac guac.
It's okay.
And I was like, it's not guap guap.
Nobody catches it.
I just have a speech impediment. There we go.
Yeah, my C's sound like P's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a little guap.
Little guap
It's a
guap.
little guap over here.
I want some peas, not cheese.
Yeah, you want the peas, huh?
I want some peas.
It's a guap. Yeah. Guap.
I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So I had to listen to that, and I had to listen to the one where they speak Spanish, the fake Spanish,
Man.
and it sounds like
Oh
a
my God.
legit song.
See, I can't get away with that. But
Well-
them doing it is hysterical because they're from like Puerto Rico. Not
no,
from
they're
Puerto Rico, but
they're Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican
and,
heritage.
Like, I think they're Puerto Rican and Italian.
Are they?
Yep.
La Pure. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're like they're on their dad's side or something. They were talking about it actually. Like,
Can you
someone came
imagine
from
being
like Italy?
Both of those.
That'd be dope, dude.
Dude.
So when I found out my dad, I had questions obviously, and so my mom at one point was like, I think he's Italian. I was like, dude, that's so sweet. I hope he has a sweet ass last name. And he's not Italian.
Barber.
Yeah.
You don't know. It could be a barber.
Yeah. That's what it is. Eh?
Come
So-
on.
Hey, Harvey.
He's going to do it again. Stay.
He's like, God damn it. I just want to come in
Got
this.
caught.
I just want to come in here, man.
I just want to be your
I
guest.
just want to hang out.
He does have a stellar beard, so he could, but
Yeah, he does. Mr. Harvey. I love Harvey.
he's a good boy.
He's good.
I love him. I won't ever really
I know.
throw him out.
I had Beans. I took him to his appointment
You
the
did.
other day. Yeah.
Beansy.
For those
with
who
his
don't know,
fucked up
my little
legs.
Beans is he's a boxer and his legs aren't working too well. So I took him in, and so I had him get blood work. And
Did that come back?
you know what? No, they said, oh, it'll be back in a day or two, and it's been like a week. So I'm gonna call him probably. I don't know if
Apparently
they're
it's
open
not
tomorrow.
high priority. Is it a regular vet? Yeah, it's
Yeah, the fix
fixed
machine.
machine.
Shout out to the fix machine.
Shout out to the fixed machine.
They're good peeps.
They
It was-
are.
It was cool.
Reasonable.
The guy was really nice. I mean, he
Yeah.
was just like, hey, I think it's something to do with like a nerve thing, possibly. I mean, the only way to check is if we give him an MRI, if we take him to a specialist, but that can be expensive.
Even
I'm like,
dog MRI.
and like my Beans is, he's up there in age.
Well, from what the doctor said, he's pretty much
he's at the end game.
Phase,
but
right? To me, he
not.
acts like a puppy.
No,
like he acts minus his legs.
Oh, today he was
behind him, but
today as soon as I got home, man, that guy's he's just as excited.
Yeah,
like
he'll fly down the stairs, even though his hind legs don't work.
Yeah, I think it's because he's falling down the stairs.
He'll just sprint down those stairs
so fast. He rolls. He does this roll. It's cool.
Like a dive bombs, if you will. Barrel rolls right down those stairs.
What's that police roll?
Oh, Beans. Oh.
With the gun?
Yeah. He army crawls. It's incredible.
Yeah, he has amazing army crawl.
Yeah, you should see it.
If you haven't seen that dog army, but it's hilarious. But he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a really good boy.
No, I'm hoping, because they're thinking it could be like a neurological, like I said.
Yeah.
And the blood work, not that it could show that, but they could
at least deduce that it's not other things, right?
Yeah, because it could come back. What if it came back like, oh, you know what? It's this infection he's had since forever, and you guys were assholes and never took him.
If you would have just done, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think part of it too is they were talking about what if he has some kind of infection that could been there,
swelling around a nerve,
something, because his legs like have blood in them, everything works. And I like today our couch, I'm like sitting there and he's like, I don't know how he creeps, but my hand's kind of hanging off the side like this.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden I feel this dog
right there.
He's like, yeah. Oh, you wanted to pet me?
You don't want to pet me, but like, I'm just going to pet myself.
Yeah. He put his arm. Like, oh, you're going to pet me. Oh, I like that. You're so good.
Little nub wagon.
Yeah, I would. And so I start scratching his little side of his neck, and he gets all excited, and all of a sudden his freaking legs just like sounds like thumper. I'm like, damn.
He was kicking the bad leg?
I think so.
Hey.
But I was just itching that side. It was just like, oh shit, that's the spot.
You couldn't help.
I want to know how that feels.
I know.
Wouldn't you? Like,
oh yeah.
Is there a spot like, hey Blanca, can you itch? Do you have? Yeah. Is there a spot on you that you're like, Blanca, can you itch that for me? And then you're like, your arm starts twitching.
Hey, babe, can you get that butt crack? Oh man.
Alicia hates scratching my back. I'm like, babe, can you scratch my back?
Oh, I know. I love getting my back scratched.
She starts scratching and she's like, oh.
Where do you want it scratched? Everywhere. She's like, it can't be everywhere. Where's your itch? It's not itchy. It's like itchy. Like the whole thing.
It's not itchy, but it's itchy.
You know when it just feels good to be scratched?
That's how dogs feel.
Not dirty, but
I guess that's why guys are dogs.
That's why we're dogs.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones.
Now I know.
That ain't fair.
She bought me a back scratcher, though.
Oh, I have two. I have two of them. I've got two in the shower. I got that bamboo one. And I have the one that's like, it's a scrubber. But I use it for back scratching. It's just not the same as fingernails.
Oh, yeah.
But it works.
When a fingernail scratches your back, hey.
Oh, you know.
You know what I'm talking about out there?
Hey. You know. It don't draw blood or nothing. But
I mean, if you do, it's all right.
If you do, it's fine.
No, what I'll do is I go up against a corner. And I'll look like a bear.
I blew it. I do it at work sometimes. I'll talk to the gal that we share a door in our classrooms, and all of a sudden I'll realize I'm doing this on the door.
It's the bare necessities.
It'll freak you out. All right.
I do that at my work.
I'm just going back and forth.
I do that when I'm talking to my techs in the back.
Oh well,
in the back room, because where they sit. Like,
hey, my back's itchy. What am I going to do?
There's a perfect corner, right where they sit, and so I'll go back there and I'll just kind of like BS with them or talk about something like work related, and so I'm like sitting back there like
could be worse, right?
Oh yeah, keep talking.
Pull out the palm tree and rub it on your back.
Fuck, dude.
Shout out to Blue. What a character.
I love the Jungle Book was one of my favorite.
It was
Disney
great.
movies.
King Louie. That damn song.
What was
wanna be a man cub and roll right into town? What I desire is a man's red fire and I'm mucking around. Ooh, I can't sing it, but
I know it's like
so incredible. And all the other monkeys are like shading or like fanning him with those big leaves. He's just like a big fat dick and like
was he an orangutan?
Yeah, he's an orangutan. And he would hang upside down and
drown. He's an orangutan. I think there's a lot of us out there that said orangutan. It's a
Did I say orangutan? I apologize.
No, you said it the right way. Probably. I say tang.
Isn't that a little,
You're a teacher.
uppity?
You're a teacher. It's okay.
Jesse, good try. It's orangutan. Go
Excuse me.
and try again.
Right? Yeah. Fuck. Hey kids.
Okay. Yeah. It's orangutan though. Please don't fuck it up.
Not orangutan.
They're very sensitive to that. They don't like to be called orangutan.
They're ugly monkeys though.
They are kind of ugly. They have really they in the real world they have like the big crown looking thing all around, don't they? That's why
I kind of have an orangutan face, I think.
Well, with these we
yeah.
But what are the ones with the red butts? Those guys are funny.
Big round red.
Who's
booty.
the guy in
Who's the Chappelle? Look at your big round red booty. Come here.
Right.
I love it.
Was that how he said AIDS got started?
Yeah. Can you believe how AIDS got started? Someone had a fucking monkey. How do you catch a monkey? Come here, monkey.
Big old red.
Nah, man. I'm going to sit here and chill with my monkey tonight. I love that. That is still one of the funniest skits. I remember watching that, and I think I was in bed by myself, and I'm like cracking up.
Yeah.
It was just so funny.
He was funny, but then I feel
favorite
guilty
skit
because
is his one about Sesame Street. That was probably
oh yeah.
What do you feel guilty for? Because they're trying to cancel him?
Before I go into that, let's just talk about that episode where it's Sesame Street.
That skit he has?
Fucking the trash can.
Oscar
the Grouch in the trash
They're
can.
gonna walk
I live
over
in a
him.
fucking trash can.
Yeah.
Your dad works hard and wise so he can go out and buy a bunch of shit that you don't need for all your fucked up something and greed. I'm just like, that is an awesome line. That's why your dad's so angry. It's such a good. I don't know. What made me feel bad is like I thought the show was hysterical and I loved it, and I never felt like I was viewing it in a way that would be offensive. But then hearing him talk about his own show and why he left, I am the reason he left.
Because you found it funny.
Because it wasn't really from him that the ideas were. I mean, he was the idea guy. He was the genius behind it.
But it was like the show itself.
Became this is what we want you to do because it sold last week. And so if he did one joke, one skit that really landed, well, there's a lot of white viewers.
Oh.
So then the network would force him to continue to do that type of skit, which then really turned into white people laughing at.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really his idea anymore. And it was, I understand what he was saying.
It makes sense.
It wasn't what he intended it to be.
Mine was this, he does a stand-up where he talks about Sesame Street and Oscar the Grouch. And he has kind of that same dialogue where it's like, move along, he lives in a trash can. So yeah, it's fucking funny. But no, I can see why he left though, because that makes sense. Like he's not being himself. Yeah. He's not being able to represent who he is. And I will be honest to the people out there, and cancel me if you will, but I think people grow and learn and understand things. Well, growing up, it was very normal to hear the N-word from non-white people. And I used to have sort of that view coming up, like, why is it okay for one person to say it and not someone else? Not that I wanted to say it, but just you didn't understand. Playing
in that, trying to figure out the rules. Why are they the way they are? Like, when things are cool, it kind of sucks when you don't get to be a part of that. Which,
okay, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's not for you. It's not, but the reality was there's a reason for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it was Dave Chappelle in his latest that explained, he just said, if it's not, I apologize to whoever did say this. I thought it was a brilliant way to put it. They just said, when I say it, I know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
when you say
I'm at greeting someone, or I'm at greeting.
Was it Dave Chappelle?
Could be, but
But he said, when you say it, I know that there's centuries of undertone.
There's something there,
and that is so true. Like if you understand language, and you like whether you have the intent or not, language is a very powerful thing.
But I think there's people who say it and don't mean it in that way. Even though I don't think it's okay for anybody to say it personally, but
any person that I knew growing up that would say it nobody really did, but I'm saying if you wanted to, it would be to fit in. It would be to
think you're
contemporary wise.
Yeah.
You know, I knew a lot of
that.
white kids that really liked rap, that really actually looked up to rap artists, even if they were totally white bred kids and never experienced that. It just, it was popular. It was cool.
There's a message that rapper's giving out. That's, maybe something they can relate to.
Right. I mean, it's struggle. We've kind of talked about, no matter what life you live.
Like for me, rap, there's a lot of rappers out there that I relate to. Not not everything, obviously. I mean, I've never gangbanged or anything, but like lyrical wise, there's rap out there where I can hear the pain in their voice.
Yeah.
Or like in their song, you can hear that they're talking about, they were depressed and for them, this is their outlet. And stuff. So I'm like, okay. And so, that's how, for me, for music,
Well, you play me that. Who's the rapper that you played for me that does that song from the two perspectives? And
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
and
racist.
It's like this super passionate,
like Trump type,
Trump white guy.
Yeah.
And then this like
thuggy, black guy.
Yeah, and they're talking at each other, but then also somehow listening, and at the end they hug.
They hug it out, and they're like basically tell each other like, "Well, this is my story.
Yeah,
maybe I need to hear your story, and you need to hear my story, and this is
maybe we're not as different as we think.
Yeah, and that's how the message is kind of.
We can't talk.
It's a brilliant song.
Each other, and
it's
a very good song. And you said he directed the video, and he
all his videos,
the music. So
all his videos, he directs.
Some people are just freaking geniuses.
He does his own videos. He directs them. His own music, he writes, like all that stuff. Like, I think that I don't know. For me, when an artist is able to like write their own lyrics and produce their own music, I think he does that too. He doesn't have a label. He's
not
his own
packaged
person.
Product, right? I mean, like it's just they are talented. It's like
he's not signed by a label. He's his own label.
Did he start out?
He never was signed.
Pardon me, with like YouTube and stuff like that. How did he get himself out there?
Kind of put himself
created
out
his
there.
own.
Just kind of did his thing, and he just like.
Like JWB Productions.
Yeah. Right? Just Really Blended Productions.
If you want to sign up for our record label, JWB Productions, hit us up. We'll listen.
Hello.
Yeah.
I can't rap.
I don't sing.
I would love to be able to rap. To me, like for me, rap is probably.
I don't think I could pull it off. I don't think I have legitimacy, but it would be fun to be able to do it. I think. I don't know. You
got to have a pretty good
you have to have a good vocabulary. You have to have really good control of your mouth and the muscles.
Yeah.
To speak that quickly and to go back and forth and like if you teach kids how to read or you deal with language at all, there are patterns in speech that are really difficult to do quickly.
Yeah.
So to get rhymes and to keep them straight. And like, is it Jay-Z? They said didn't even have to write stuff down. He
memorized a lot of stuff,
and he could just spit stuff out on the fly.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rappers who can come off the top of their head like that.
I cannot.
So there's this
if
rapper.
I do, I sound.
I'll have to show you this rapper afterwards. His name's Harry Mack. And this guy can freestyle, and everything he does is off the top of his head. He doesn't write it down.
He just records it live, and if he likes it.
Oh no, yeah. So he does this Omegle raps, right? So what he does is he'll do like person to person, like a video chat, kind of like like this, and like
so he'll be interacting with somebody.
Yeah, he's like, give me 3 words, and they'll be like, light bulb, Constitution, and periwinkle, and so
all things in the studio.
And is there periwinkle in here?
No,
I just made that up.
No, but periwinkle just sounds. Isn't that like
that's a color?
Fabric?
Color
is periwinkle that 70s style that has all like
purple,
the little
right?
Maybe. What the hell am I thinking of? Anyway, whatever.
But so he'll do that. He'll like, give me these words.
3 concepts.
And so then he'll start his beat, he'll start his beat out and then he'll just be like this. I know I was going to act like I was going to.
But he'll turn that into a beat.
Yeah. And so he'll off the top of his head, he'll start rapping and then he'll add those words into his rap, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't just he doesn't just rhyme like Constitution with Constitution, something. He actually, it'll have this scheme involved in it.
Right. He builds a story as he goes.
It is incredible.
Wow.
I have not seen anybody able to do that. But like people who can do that, that's just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people who just, even just the way they can write, it's like, dude, how do you come up with that stuff?
I know.
And then,
I'm not great at any of it, but
I used to write poetry, like poems and shit. I still do once in a great while. I haven't done that in a minute.
Yeah, I'd like to share you my last poem. It says, "Roses are red,
violets are
blue,
boogers are black, and puppies are blue."
I'm glad that you had something to go with that, because I kept trying to think of something. That's how good I am at rap. I couldn't even end.
But yeah, that's how I rap.
Yeah,
that's how I pat. No, I'm not even going to try it. So Leo, my oldest son, he's my stepson, but he's my son.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got you.
He's like 20 something, but he can rap with like some of the fast stuff. Like Eminem has this one.
Does he do his own stuff, or does he can follow?
I think he's tried to do his own stuff. But he can follow, like, he's memorized like some of the raps to like an Eminem has this song. I think it's Godzilla or something. And there's this part where it's like fucking fast as shit, right?
Yeah, and
he can rap it word for word. I'm like, I know the words, but I can't even say them that fast.
Yeah. I know. I'll just pretend.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll just not move, and then we'll dub it in later. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Eminem, one of the songs that I really love from my own experience in life. This is as much as I can identify with Eminem's experience. That song "Monster." I love that he makes a reference to Russell Wilson, who's the Seahawks quarterback. Because growing up in Washington, like, he's my quarterback. And then I always like that show, Intervention. And so he references Jeff Van Vondren, who is an interventionist on that show.
Yeah.
And talks about needing an interventionist. And I'm like, how many people really understand that reference that he made?
It's crazy.
And does he really watch Russell Wilson that much? Like, he doesn't live anywhere near the Northwest. Well, and Russell Wilson, I know, is well known.
The Seahawks are pretty popular too, just because
nationwide.
They've won.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because we were like in the Super Bowl 3 times, won it twice.
But I mean, in the beginning, Seattle wasn't like the team. No one really knew about. But now
we were always the underdog.
Now they're like, a lot of people are.
I'm watching a shit ton of football this year. I just am way into it.
I didn't get to watch a lot of football last week.
Yeah,
I watched the Seahawks lose, so I was okay with that.
That
fumble at the end, I was like, I was on my phone. I'm watching.
Well, we had a lot of like key players out though, and you
got Wilson's out,
which is way abnormal. He hadn't been out in like 10 years.
He's never been out.
No, he hasn't. Like, since he started, he hasn't been out.
Because he hurt his finger or whatever.
Wasn't there one time, though, he was, and we had a backup quarterback? It wasn't this guy. It was somebody else. I don't know why.
It could have been Seneca Wallace.
Maybe it was Wallace, but it didn't last long. I don't know
it was
what it was. He probably had to get
half a minute
concussion or something.
All I know is I've seen memes of Cubs, but with Russell Wilson's face, and he's holding his little wooden hand.
That's pretty good.
It's hilarious.
If you don't know, watch Billy Madison. No, Happy Gilmore. Yeah. That is so great.
He has his little wooden hand.
All broken. Shaking and falls apart. He has it back.
It's hilarious. I mean,
and then Chubbs dies because he gives him the head of the alligator.
Spoiler alert! But you know what? It's been 45 years.
Yeah, if you don't know, you're never gonna know.
Who cares?
Hats off to Adam Sandler.
I like Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, I meant to do the 3-gun salute. Adam Sandler.
In some of his movies, I can't say I like all his movies because some of them are.
Have you noticed? Like, he came out with his latest stand-up. Have you watched his stand-up lately? I respect the fact that his movies were so safe there for a while, because he was really in the dad thing.
Yeah.
So he was making things that he could experience with his kids. And his latest stand-up, I don't know if it was. I think it was like a video recorded stand-up series, but he has a song he does with
his songs were always pretty hilarious.
Rob Schneider, where they're in what's called Station 69, and they're up in outer space. This Russian cosmonaut and Adam Sandler, this astronaut, and it's this like love ballad.
Oh, nice.
About how they spend their time at Station 69, and
It's brilliant.
Fucking hysterical.
I have to listen
The lyrics, and then watching them on stage performing this together, and Rob Schneider's up on.
Is he laughing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
I think I showed it to you. He's like suspended in the air and flipping upside down.
Yeah, you showed me that. That was hilarious.
They're hugging each other in ways, and it's just.
They're like laughing.
It's freaking funny. They die. Like Rob Schneider says something that is on the fly, and Adam Sandler can barely keep it together.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's like old Adam Sandler. Good to have him back.
So me and my buddy Mike, the one I talked about last podcast. Yeah. So one thing me and him would do, we used to listen like old Adam Sandler like CDs and stuff, and so it'd be like Goat Boy and what was there? Toll Booth Willie was one of them.
Yeah.
But there were some songs on there. God, they were so funny. We thought they were hilarious. Like I want to listen to them now to see.
Oh,
what is it as good as I thought? Oh, but do I want to ruin that?
It had to have been, because his new stuff, it's like, it's corny, like it's dumb, but it's funny. It's still, he has this book about the song about wanting to be smarter and wanting to do better for himself. So he orders these books on Amazon, and he waits to get the books, and then he gets the books, and then he starts reading the books, and then he gets bored and falls asleep. And he turns on the TV and watches hours of stupid television. It's
right. And I
so
just watched
great.
YouTube.
Yeah, he goes, I think it was Property Brothers. He goes, I watch 11 hours of Property Brothers. And
shout out to them.
Shout out to the Property Brothers. You know, there was a time that Gabe, my brother-in-law, said that I looked like the Property Brothers back when I was skinnier. I thought, okay.
Which one?
Thanks, I guess.
They're twins.
They're twins, but they do have different styles.
Yeah,
Drew is the
construction guy.
Wait a minute.
Scott's the...
No, isn't he the realtor? And then, no, they're the Scott brothers. It's Drew and Jonathan. Drew's the realtor.
Oh,
and Jonathan's the contractor.
At least he likes Jonathan.
So Jonathan has like perfect hair, a shirt open down to here, and a construction belt. And he'll hit the wall once and then be like, all right, guys, you got it from here.
You know what I actually like about him?
He's actually legit and knows what he's doing.
Well, he knows what he's doing. That's what I like about that show.
Yeah.
Or, you know, in the beginning, obviously, like, you know, he would actually do stuff. He'd probably do. But I like that they find stuff that's actually wrong with the house.
Yes. And actually, do you remember Mike Holmes? Holmes on Homes?
He's good too. I like him.
Do you know that he would actually tell the network if you, like, they would say, we're going to lose money on this house. We're not going to do it. And he'd tell them, if you don't do that project, I'm not doing the show anymore.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like Holmes.
He would personally put his money into people's homes to get it done right.
Well,
how cool is that?
I like him.
Yeah. He would talk about shoddy contractors. Like, this guy fucked this wall up. We're not going to leave you with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to personally pay for the best studs this side of Long Island.
Yeah, I like him, dude.
Yeah, he's good.
He is really good. Oops. Some of those shows, I'm like, I don't really care.
I like Love It or List It because of that. That's so scripted. It's so scripted.
It is
and that British lady, like, they're going to love it.
No, they're going to list it.
Like, no, they're going to list it. I'm going to find the best house. He's like...
You know what cracks me up about that show?
Donald Trump.
No, fuck him.
They're going to so love this house.
Both of them, they all suck. What I think is funny about that show is, like, it's always the person's, you know what, I want 4 bedrooms. Yeah. I need 2 offices. I need a swimming pool. These are my things.
And this is what I'm paying for.
Okay, cool.
This is
here, we're going to show you this house. It's a 2-bedroom, half bath. There's no pool, no office. What do you guys think? This doesn't meet nothing. Yeah. I'm always like,
but this is
as soon as they show it, I'm like, why are they fucking showing that? It's not like, for me, I'd be like, I don't want to look at that. That's nothing I want.
That show,
at least give me one of my options.
So that show always takes them to like the house of their dreams, and
at the end,
and they go, what do you think? And they're like, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
And I go, well, this is $1.89 million. And they're like, oh God. And they go, but we can find what? No, wait, is that Jonathan?
No, sometimes they do
Drew?
that.
No, they do that too,
right? Do that.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
I love HGTV.
Well, they'll do it. They'll like be like, okay, here's this house. How much is it? Oh, it's millions of dollars.
Yeah.
What do you like about it? And so then they go,
they find the house.
They're like, okay, so let's find a house that's like that.
Yeah.
You know what? This is what we can do for this. This is what we can do. This is what I can do for you. You know what?
Yeah.
You know, it's a ranch style home.
Let's
It
blow
has
this
nothing
wall.
out. You got to blow this wall out, lift this wall up.
Don't you
lift this
love
wall
it?
up.
Like,
I wish I could do that.
when Jonathan and Drew
I
do
suck
that,
at that
and
vision.
I love it when they blow the room out and all the furniture goes flying like super aggressively. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it makes me like legitimately laugh every time.
I want that
It's like-
computer program.
I know, like, is it real though? Like, it's so aggressive. The explosion looks like somebody just died from a car barreling through the front wall. Like, everything goes flying, and then they redesign it. I'm like, was it supposed to be funny or not?
I don't know,
but it's great.
I
They're
want
so
that
great.
computer program.
I do too.
But I also want someone like that to come into my house because I want to build walls for my kids
Yeah.
downstairs. And
You just want them to tell you what to do, right?
like how give me a vision of how this should look.
How
Because
to utilize the space.
I lack that. I don't have that vision. I'll admit that. I can't like I'm smart enough to know that you can do stuff to houses.
Yeah,
You can-
yeah.
I can visualize.
But you can't see the end product.
Yeah, I can't visualize.
Yeah.
Okay, if I move this wall here, if I do this, this is how this
I'll
looks.
have to come help you because, like,
You're
honestly,
pretty good with that.
Block and we redid our old basement. I think
Yeah.
it turned out pretty sweet.
It
Like
did.
the way that the design turned out really flowed in the end, and it turned out the way that we wanted it to.
Like, yeah, I can put this wall up,
Yeah.
but for me, the way in my brain, maybe it won't look as bad as I think. But then I'm like, I don't like how it looks in my brain.
Well, the tough part is making.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. You're
My
never
brain's
really
like,
sure until the
yeah.
end, but if you can get the right dimensions and put it down on paper, you can pretty well tell
Yeah,
if it's going to flow or not.
and see, that's where I tried to do. I'm like,
Yeah. And that's what I
this
started
is 12
with.
feet. This is 4 feet.
Yep. And I'd
This
have
is
like, I would
12 feet, 4
guesstimate
feet.
6 inches for each wall and try to get it as close as I could. And then, you know, I mean, at the end, give or take a little bit, it's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
But you basically empty out the whole space and then start from scratch and see what you have to work with. But you can't always do that. And sometimes you can. So ours, we lucked out because we knew
Your
that
guys looked really nice.
I
though.
liked it.
It
I
looked-
liked it in the end.
It looked good. It
Yeah.
was fun tearing that shit out.
Man.
We got so drunk.
Maybe we were a little. We were,
Oh,
a
we
little
were
underbuzzed.
drunk.
They were like, yeah.
I wish we could have done a podcast.
This is my
then.
favorite part. They go, I seriously doubt you have any asbestos or anything to worry about. So I took that as like, hey,
We tore that.
you want to tear our
ceiling
ceiling
out.
down?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like we were like, all right, we got this. It would have been cool to do a podcast then.
I know. Early that day, I would have been like, I'm still going to be careful when I take them down.
Fuck
I'm going to wear
that.
a mask and I'm going to spray it
It
down.
was me and Tom.
And then
we
I
were
look at you
buzzing
and then
pretty
I'm like,
good.
hey, should we rip this ceiling down? And you're like, I think so. And I punch, and the blonde goes, no. And I punched through one of the
Yeah,
ceiling tiles.
and then we just started.
Uh-oh, I think it's falling. And then pull part of it down.
That was awesome.
It worked, though.
We tore that whole ceiling out. I think
The whole
that
damn
night.
thing. Yeah. And then I woke up the next morning and was like, what the fuck? There's ceiling everywhere. Damn it. I didn't really think that through.
Yeah,
Because then we spent a day bagging it all up. Man, and then
It
I
was-
didn't turn the electrical off to beat the walls out. And Fred came down. He's like, these are all live. I go, uh-huh. And he goes, yeah, but there's like live wires touching metal. You know, if you touched that, you would die. Oh. So we got
Oh,
that thing
shocked.
care of. Luckily, Fred was a electrician and he knew his shit. So
I think I mentioned when I did my wall just recently.
Oh.
When I tore the wall out and I was using your Sawzall.
yeah,
I cut through a few wires
shit
there.
happens, man. But you're still here. You know what happened? You got stronger. 'Cause
What
you let
happened
electricity
is
goes
I
to your
actually
body.
fucking fixed 4 outlets that weren't working for
Yeah.
the last fucking
'Cause
4
they
years.
probably got cut the last time.
No, it's because in the attic the wiring was disconnected, so I
Oh.
reconnected all that because I followed a line and I was like,
Where the
one of
hell
these
did
got to
this
go somewhere.
Yeah.
somewhere I need, somewhere to the panel.
Right.
So I followed it and I'm like, all right, I think this one probably goes there.
It's funny how things start to make sense
And
when
I-
you look at it. Yeah.
And so I just was like, let me just splice all this shit together. So I just twisted it all. So right now it's in my attic on this piece of wood.
Yeah.
all wired, nutted together, and it's all working.
Okay.
But then there was that one outlet that wasn't working, and then when I actually moved the insulation down, I fucking must have cut. And it was crazy because I didn't cut through the insulation, so I didn't think I cut the wire, right?
How? Like you were behind it with a blade?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Are you magic?
I must be because that in that area.
Mike over here.
Hey, Big Dick Rick. But that's someone from Magic Mike. I only know that because my wife was big. They called him Big Dick Rick.
I did not watch.
I watched Magic Mike. I ain't gonna lie. I watched that, man. It was actually
fine.
I won't even lie. It was a good movie.
Hey, what was that Texas Buyers Club? Dallas Buyers Club?
Dallas
was that about kind of? No.
It's not strippers, I don't think.
He wasn't supposed to be gay, right? He was just supposed to be super on coke. I didn't either. Matthew McConaughey, I used to be kind of a hater for no good reason outside of women found him attractive.
I love Matthew McConaughey.
Let me finish.
I'm just saying.
Used to, because women were all like, oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Well, it's Matthew McConaughey.
All right. But
all right.
Then,
hi there.
Hi
there. I'm Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know.
That's not his voice.
Not
but
even.
no, like, he's actually a pretty cool guy.
He's down to
And,
earth.
dude, he lost so much freaking weight for that movie. He looked like he was dying. And I can't remember if he was supposed to be dying of AIDS or if he was like super drugged out. And
I have to watch that because I don't remember that movie.
Yeah, I remember like the trailer kind of gave you, a little bit about it. But
yeah, Matthew McConaughey, he's a good actor. Dude, I'll never forget
his Lincoln commercial where he drives out.
The Time to Kill was one of my favorite Matthew McConaughey movies.
I read the John Grisham book. Shout out to John Grisham. 3 gun salute to you, John Grisham. Yeah. Oh, did we do another Property
Poon.
Brothers?
It sounded like I said Poon. Poon. I think we shouted out to him. If not, you know why we do 3? Just weirdly blended 3.
Ooh,
Boom.
like
That's why
that.
we do free.
And the power of 3, the Holy Trinity.
Hello, name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
And the Father and the Son.
I don't even believe in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
I believe in the Lord Almighty.
He don't believe in NASA. NASA don't exist.
I don't think we landed on the moon.
You know what we did? We landed on Mars, damn it. That's what we say. No, but NASA's real.
You know, your voice reminded me of the Chappelle skit.
I think I accidentally stole that from him, and maybe that was inappropriate. If so, Dave,
it's not
I am
appropriate because
very
you didn't say
sorry.
nothing appropriate.
It's just a fucking good voice. Like
That skit was brilliant.
Dave
by the way.
Chappelle. If you want to talk
Dave
to a young
Chappelle's
white
the
guy that
GOAT.
grew up with you, I don't know what to say.
No, to me, Dave
you were
Chappelle-
so funny.
I
to
think
me
what makes
growing up,
and I think that there's a whole council culture right now over Dave Chappelle because of his last
which
stand-up.
is so stupid. Did you listen to his
I
stand-up?
haven't listened to it, but I
Okay,
heard something about
listen to it.
He said something about trans.
Yes, that was his entire point. And he also talked about how one of his greatest friends was a transgender woman who he called a woman, not a man, mind you.
Well, get
and
this.
was such a good friend. Like it actually, I don't know. Anyway,
No. So get this. So I was actually just watching this clip from a news, and there was this transgender, lady. She was being interviewed by the CNN or someone.
Yeah.
And she was like, they were like, "Oh, were you offended?" And she was like, "No, I'm not offended. Like, that's comedy. I'm a comedian. I get it."
Yes.
She goes, "You know what's funny is I'm actually gonna be opening up for Dave Chappelle."
Yeah. Well, here's what I have
That's
to
what's
say.
funny. It's like she's actually gonna be opening up for Chappelle.
If you want to hate
So
on Dave
how
Chappelle,
is he?
how
actually
about
a
this?
piece of
How about
shit?
you actually listen to him and like
He has a good
make
message,
Make it all the
actually.
way to the end.
Yeah.
And not even the end where he makes his point, because his point was good, but watch as the credits roll. Norm Macdonald died, by the way,
I know.
which I didn't know until I watched his special. You know who he dedicated it to?
Dave Chappelle.
Fucking Norm Macdonald. No, Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
He dedicated it to Norm Macdonald.
I can't believe he passed away. That's crazy.
He was he suffered in silence for 10 years, I think they said, with cancer. They at least had a very long battle with cancer.
Like no one knew.
Nobody knew. Like I think
what a warrior.
really close family, and that was it.
Well, that's like
And he was so funny.
Chadwick.
Yes, Black Panther.
Yeah. What's
yes.
his name? Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Great.
Nobody knew. And didn't somebody even
Dude, he
mention
was
like
such
he
a
didn't have
good-
the energy or something? And he died of
He had cancer.
wasn't
dude.
it pancreatic cancer?
Something. Dude was
If
young
it was
as shit.
pancreatic is awful.
Put it this
awful
way:
cancer.
this dude was doing movies when he had cancer, and no one knew.
No one knew.
And he was killing it.
And he didn't tell anybody.
He killed it in Black Panther.
And by the way, you can tell somebody if you're suffering. And he just chose not. There's something so
Well, no,
I don't know.
you know,
like,
I have to respect his family as well because his family knew and they kept that a secret.
Sure.
I think
How hard would that be to do? Especially if you heard somebody
if you have a good family.
But if somebody were being negative about the person you loved, and had no idea that the struggle they were going through.
There was a clip came out of him, and they said he looked sick or something, but no one ever said anything. Obviously,
that was what it was.
Yeah.
But
he did so many
our typical American way of going about things.
Yeah.
If somebody looks off at all, we always assume the worst. We don't ever approach it with compassion.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
Rest in peace, Chadwick. Rest in peace, Norm.
Chadwick and Norm.
Those good guys, though.
Man, Norm Macdonald, I didn't appreciate him enough when I was younger. And as I got older, I would listen to him. And the way...
Was he Burt Reynolds?
Yes. Yeah, with a big hat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what did he want to be called? He wanted to be called something in that. Yeah, I'm
on that Saturday Night Live.
Call me something. He goes, you're Burt Reynolds. He goes, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
That whole Jeopardy. Thing, Sean Connery.
The Jeopardy skit.
That's not what your mother said last
not
night.
what your mother said. Turd Ferguson. That's what he wanted.
Call me Turd Ferguson. This is chewing the gum.
So I went to Job Corps a few years back. That's actually how I met Blanca, right?
Yeah.
The Job Corps, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Job Corps, and when I was there.
You introduced yourself as Turd Ferguson?
No, I went to this college there, and there's this guy that went to Job Corps too, and so we all went to the same little Claxton community college.
Yeah.
Well, we were all having lunch, or we were in between classes, or we didn't have a class. I don't know. We were in the break room. He got a basket of fries or something from the place, and so he tells him. They asked him what his name is, and he said Turd Ferguson. So when they said his order was up, they announced over the intercom, your fries are ready for Turd Ferguson. Turd Ferguson, your fries are ready. Oh, my God.
Twice.
Yeah, we were dying. I don't know if they got it or not, but
Turd Ferguson.
We were laughing so hard because and this is a God to honest true story.
Lord.
I was laughing so hard because... the fact that he said it, man, it was great.
Who came up with the name Turd Ferguson? Even for that skit, what genius thought, what would be a funny name? Turd Ferguson.
That's such a good name.
Ferguson is just such, I had a teacher in middle school who was probably 60 years old.
Mr. Ferguson.
He was Mr. If you say
Mr. Ferguson, you know what? He sounds like an asshole.
He was actually pretty cool now that I look back on it, but he would drive from Connell every day to where we live, which is probably a good 40-minute drive both ways. Well, I guess that's not that bad. But no, it's close.
No, it's terrible.
Right? There's nothing all the way out there. It feels like a much longer drive.
I drove...
It's probably 40 minutes out of Pasco, so that's probably...
It's so boring.
It's boring. There's nothing.
And when we say nothing. We mean it's black.
We mean the most that you see, there's this point where there's this huge rock in between the two sides of the freeway, and on top somebody has a flag. Why, I don't know. There's an American flag. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
There's a big American flag, and when you see that, you're like, we're getting close. Is that out
towards Connell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where he lived, was Connell. And the only other thing out there is the fucking prison in Connell.
Coyote Ridge.
Hey, shout out to
you. Coyote Ridge. Shout out to you guys.
My bad. No, that's not what we meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Three-gun salute to the guys working at Coyote Ridge.
Hey, you know who used to work there?
Who?
Eddie. Shout out to Eddie.
Eddie worked at Coyote Ridge?
He did.
Hey.
Eddie, Big Eddie. You're going to be our first guest on the show, by the way.
Cool. Let's bring him on.
I'm just waiting for my mic to come in.
Look at that.
That's nice, bro.
Wow.
I got... You know what kind of...
How long have I been alfalfa on this thing?
Whoa, I haven't paid attention. My hair, I use hairspray. I use some gel and then I use some hairspray.
It's all backwards, so Jesus Mary.
The backwards thing throws me off.
It throws me off big time, and I look crazy. Okay, that's at least a little better.
No, I think your hair was already down. My shit got the Jerry Jones, or not Jerry Jones. What's the
Jim Jones?
No, what was the Dallas quarterbacks, or the Dallas quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys' old coach?
Oh yeah,
Jerry
Jones?
No, not Jerry Jones.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Fuck, I can't remember his name.
I don't remember.
You have to Google that.
Let me get on.
It's not even Jerry.
I don't get on that Jerry.
It's something like Stewart.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Jimmy something.
Jimmy, and now he's an announcer.
He's an announcer.
Jimmy Johns, commentator.
Jimmy Johns.
Jimmy Johns.
Oh, he got his own sandwich.
You get your sandwiches fast from Jimmy Johns.
Jimmy Johns. No, Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones.
James Jones.
James Jones.
You know, he was a massacre. Dallas Cowboys coaches. Let's see.
Just hit Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson? Sounds like a porn star. Welcome.
Jimmy Johnson had 2 very successful careers. First, as a porn star from 1973 to 1984. Second, as Dallas Cowboys head coach.
Hey!
I'm just lying. That's all fake. Coach. I can read the news like crazy, can't I? Mike McCarthy's the new one. I can tell that.
Piece of shit.
Wow, he looks like
I hate all the Dallas. I was never a Cowboys fan.
Jessica Kress. She was. Jerry Jones?
No, he's the owner.
Yeah, Jimmy. All right,
hit Jimmy.
Dallas Cowboy coach Jimmy. Let's see how good Google
Jimmy
is.
Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
It's Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. How are you not a porn star?
That's what I said. Oh, so I was right.
On. Jimmy Johnson.
After like 17 guesses, I was right.
Oh, hey. Jimmy John's is a sandwich shop, right?
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy Johnson, hit up legaldocs.com right now. Crap, you know what?
Jimmy Johnson, hit up Pornhub right now.
Yeah, you're on there. Whether you know it or not,
Jimmy.
You're there.
But I think there's a guy on there named Jimmy's Johnson. Not Jimmy.
I think
big difference.
Big Jimmy Johnson.
Big Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. But can you imagine, like, growing up, was he really Jimmy Johnson, or did he change his name to that?
Is Jimmy short for James?
Yes.
James Johnson.
Either way, is it any better?
No.
You know what?
Johnson. So we had this dean.
Will you get in
my middle school? I had a dean. His name was Mr. Long.
Wait a minute. A dean? You guys had deans?
That's what I could remember when I was in sixth grade or something. Well, I grew up in a very rough area.
So they had deans to make you feel like more inferior.
I guess we had this dean.
Just sounds so...
Mr. Long was his name, and his first name. And I swear to this day, I could be, you know what? I could be so wrong because his first name was Harry.
Could it be Dick?
His middle name.
If my
middle name was.
I'm going to tell you this right now. His
middle name was Richard.
If my last name
Long
was
Richard Harry Long or something.
If my last name was Long,
Long Harry Dick.
Okay. Yeah, if my last name was Long, I would name my kid Dick. So that on those forms where your last name goes first, it would be Long Dick. And then maybe I name him Harry
so much poon
with Richard as a middle name because it would be Long Harry Dick. That would
so that was the joke. So
Harry Long Dick,
Mr. Long, and I swear his first name was Harry, and we joked that his middle name was Richard or Dick, Dick Long. Harry Dick Long or something.
It could also be teenage boys just pretending like that was his first name.
We were in 7th grade. Yes. Were we teenagers?
Sounds about right.
Were we teenagers? I don't know if we were.
You're usually like, what are you in 7th grade? Elena's in 7th grade. You're like 11. 12. She's 12?
Elena's 11.
11. That's what I thought.
09?
Right?
She was born in 09.
So 1. It's a 1. We went backwards.
She's 12.
She's 12.
She's going to be 13 next year. She's going to be a teenager.
I know.
My daughter. She started school early.
She did. She was so smart.
A year early.
We got her tested.
And that's how so I started a year early, right?
I did not.
I started a year early. And so I was one of the younger ones in my class normally. I was right there.
I was middle. I was February. I was totally
I was October.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I wasn't too bad. I was still kind of
solidly
early
with them, but you were one of the first birthdays.
Yeah. I was usually one of the first.
Yeah.
So I was usually
in
one
my
of the
class.
younger
You
ones.
would have been one of the 7-year-olds.
I was usually one of the younger ones, right?
I would have been like, Jesse, Jesus Christ, act up here, huh? The little ones are looking up to you. Come on.
But my daughter was she's always the youngest one, but
Elena's always young, but she's
very mature.
Excuse me.
She's mature in like the fact that she's very like.
Things don't bother her like they.
I think they do, but there's certain things that bother her.
There are things that don't, though. Like yesterday morning,
there is things she don't give a fuck about. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
And it dawned on me, as stupid as this sounds, she had a lunch pail that was her mom's. And for an adult to carry like this adult-looking lunch pail is no big deal. But for a kid, like it's just like different. Like not bad, different, just different. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I would not have carried anything.
Elena don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, and I didn't think about it until she goes, "Oh, this won't fit my backpack. I'll just carry it." I thought I would have not eaten all day just because of it.
Was she supposed to be Waldo?
Come in.
Were you gonna be Waldo?
Get your camera. Hey, get your camera.
I like your beanie.
You got to get your camera.
Did you talk to Alicia?
No, you're gonna
Text
come
her.
here. Come here. Get in the camera.
Maybe we'll do our own party. I don't know.
We're gonna do our own party, honey. We're gonna be cool people with 4
Well, I
people.
think we
at a
should all go
party.
out
Let's
to somewhere.
Let's do it. Let's do
You
it.
don't gotta cry. It's cool.
Don't cry, honey. Do you want the world to see
I don't
all
even. I was
76
gonna be a
people that will
goth
watch?
dude. I was gonna be goth. I was
Honey,
gonna paint my nails
nobody
black.
watches to 129 minutes.
No, they don't. Someone told
An
me
hour,
don't do 2 hours, and I told him I don't care.
I said, "Fuck you."
I didn't say no. I don't
we'll
care.
do what we want.
They're like, I ain't gonna. My sister goes, I ain't gonna watch 2 hours. I was like, whatever. I don't care.
Listen on the treadmill, people.
You know what's funny is the low priority show,
Yeah.
the brothers. They're 2 hours, and I listen. And I always listen to them because they're fucking
See?
hilarious.
They're funny.
They're fucking. They crack.
I don't think I watched the ending.
You should have seen the ending of the last week.
You
I
will
was
now. My hair's-
throating a fucking microphone.
It was
I
a
was.
condom. He was pulling it off.
It's like putting a condom on a microphone. I was
I
like,
mean, nobody can see you.
one of my technicians actually seen me doing that. Going like this with the microphone, she was laughing so hard because then all of a sudden you hear me
Justice
go,
feels
"Gaw,
really good
gaw,
at the end."
gaw."
If you haven't seen it, go to the end of last week's episode.
Yeah, don't go to the end of last week's episode.
I almost feel like we should play these
Pause
in
it.
reverse. I feel like we get better as we go.
We do,
And so
actually.
everybody watches the beginning where we're like, so Jesse,
Jesse, how was your
what do you,
day?"
I know. We need to get drunk before we.
No, we don't, because then we'll be fucked up.
No,
by the time
what
the
we
end.
do is we drink and then we stop. And then we record.
We won't stop.
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 If we don't have any.
We're not fucking quitters.
Oh, I knew a girl in college that had a shirt that said that. It was so funny. She goes, rehab's for quitters. I was like, you know what? You're so right.
You know, are we quitters? No.
We don't quit.
You can't hear that, but it's people booing.
You probably heard it. That was loud.
No, I didn't hear.
Oh. Here, put these on.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
You're good.
Ooh,
God, that
rough.
backwards thing. My hair is
But no.
a disaster.
I can't even remember what the fuck we were just talking about. But anyway, yeah, my Halloween party I canceled. And there was not going to be nobody there, but you guys was going to be there. Even the girls weren't going to be there.
I'm going to be there. What girls?
Sadia and Cheeky weren't going to be there
What the hell? Where are they going?
to their sister's birthday
Oh,
party.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, big whoop. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my sister's turning. How old is she turning?
I don't know.
Oh.
9. I don't know.
Insignificant. Insignificant.
It's yeah, I don't know. how
Your
old it is.
dad's turning 41, and
We're gonna have your dad on the show.
Yeah.
Leo, you're coming on the fucking show too.
Leo's like, oh fuck.
He'd come on the show. I slapped his ass. I slapped my stepdaughters. I slapped their dad's ass. I was pretty drunk.
You
one
want to
day.
talk weirdly blended? We are very weirdly blended.
Yeah, my stepkid's dad came to one of our daughter's birthdays, and we all got pretty intoxicated.
So
No. You know what? I wasn't that intoxicated. I was buzzing pretty good. But
Respectfully intoxicated.
I was slapping his butt. I was slapping his booty.
What I want to know is how odd can the scenario be when we can all get along? And he was married to your wife. You were married to mine.
Harvey out.
Every time.
Harvey, he just likes to be. Joni, you too. Cupcake, you too. We got 55 dogs. Cupcake
I have
stayed.
4 dogs, 3 birds, 80 fish. We have
Cupcake.
way too many goddamn animals.
Cupcake won. But she's quiet. She's a little Maltese.
Cupcake's cool. She's a
She a little
Maltese.
Maltese. She a little Maltese.
This is Cupcake. She's a sweet little baby. I love
Yeah,
her.
my
I love her.
Max is looks the same.
Max a fucking dick, by the way. Max is the worst dog.
No,
I
he
fed
just
him for
knows how
one
to-
fucking day. That dog ran away from me 3.
Max knows
Fucking
not to wait.
times.
Run. I think my dogs are
I
afraid
literally
of me.
lost Max to the point where I was like, fuck you, Max. And then I'm like, I can't say fuck you. You're not my dog.
No,
God
you
damn it.
can because I say it. So
Yeah.
so we came back from Oregon, right? And we went to the pumpkin patch, right?
Such a little dick and his tail's wagging.
Yeah, he is. He's an asshole.
He
Max,
disappears.
I love Max.
He
to
went
the-
all the way down the street and you see him just pissing on the neighbor's lawn. Like,
So
were you calling for
so
me?
one of the days. So
Yeah.
if I see Max go around the corner just before he goes there,
He's gone.
so my front yard's not huge, right? But there's the corner of my house. There's a lilac bush. So once he hits that bush and I see him kind of going that way, I yell at him right away before he hits that bush.
Yeah.
Like, nope. And then he'll start going towards the other way, towards the like driveway, and then there's some stairs there, and there's a concrete little, the concrete stairs, whatever. So he starts trying to go that way, and I'm like, hey. And so he'll stay. So I keep him confined.
I have a theory of Max.
But
Max has a deep state, and this is my theory, folks. Max remembered the last time that I came and watched him, and since that moment, he's been plotting me.
Oh, Max,
he's been plotting.
He's a smart motherfucker.
Because the second I opened that fucking door to let Beans out with his wonky legs, it took a while. So I held the door for him.
No.
He went bolting out.
Who went out first?
Max, of
No,
course.
never let Max out.
I can't. What am I going to do?
No.
He
So
bolted.
this is what I do.
You kick him back.
I kick him back.
Say, fucking stay.
So I open the door.
Yeah.
I always let Beans out first.
Well, I'm making a mistake because he's not my dog. I
I
don't
know.
deal with him every day.
Hell yeah.
And he
Which I appreciate that you
bolted
actually
out.
took him out.
I was so happy to do it. I'll do it anytime, my friend. Anytime.
So I let
But that
Beans out
fucker, he
first.
ran away. And you're not kidding. He's like a ghost. He
Oh,
went around that
will.
corner and like, fuck. I know, because you've told me. He goes around that
dude.
corner and he's gone.
He's gone.
So I went as fast as I could over around that corner.
Gone.
Millie's hopping around like, fucking don't leave, Millie.
Millie-
And she looks at me and rolls over on her back like, oh.
Oh, that's what she always does.
And then
Fuck her.
I get over there. Max is gone.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So-
okay, he's in the backyard. All right.
Millie will stay if Max.
Millie's good, but if Max
No.
goes, she will follow
Yeah.
Max.
If Max
Yeah,
goes and you don't catch her in time,
Yeah.
she'll follow Max, right?
yeah. And then you got two dogs.
And
one
so
rolling around on the
so
ground.
Max when he leaves, like, so when I let Beans out, I open the
Beans
door.
will not leave the yard, by the
No,
way.
no,
You can leave
Beans
him for
will.
an hour and he'll just sit there and wait for you.
He'll come to the steps.
Best dog ever.
No, Beans, my boxer, I swear to God, I don't have a fenced yard. My dog, you will let him outside. He will go to the bathroom. Even when his legs were working,
Yeah.
he would go to the bathroom. If he went to the side, to go poop, he goes to the side of the house. That's where he goes.
Yeah.
Even to this day, even with his legs all fucked up,
He still does it.
he goes to the side of the yard to take a shit. That's
He's
his
just
spot.
he's respectful dog.
That's his spot.
He's going to be
I love
inducted
him.
into sainthood. when
Dude,
he
I
goes.
love that dog. And so
He
he
is such
goes,
a wonderful dog.
takes his little dude, and then he'll come back up, and then he'll come to the porch, and he'll just sit and stare at the fucking glass door.
Yeah.
And that's what he'll do. And he'll just sit there.
He
and he'll
waited for me
wait.
nervously, like,
He'll
I'm not
bark.
running away.
He'll sometimes bark if he sees people.
Yeah,
but
isn't
for
that
the
what
most
dogs
part-
are supposed to do?
Well, yeah, for the most
You
part,
know,
he
like-
won't run at someone
No.
He
But
only
the
did
first
that
time,
once.
I think, did I tell the story about
He
when
only-
I met
once.
him? The first time
Oh,
I
you
ever,
might have, but
I dropped
tell it
Elena
again.
off,
Who gives a fuck?
or I was going to go pick her up, one of the two, and I walk up to the front door,
Yeah.
and there's this new dog. I didn't know you guys, because you had a different dog.
We used to have a pit bull,
Yeah.
Roxy.
And Roxy was very sweet, and Beans was very sweet,
So
but I didn't know Beans.
the reason we got rid of the Roxy is because I didn't feel comfortable with her around my kids.
Just in case, yeah.
She's a pit bull. We're not asshole like owners. We're not going to beat our dogs, right? But at the same time, one day she was outside and I opened the door.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah.
So what I usually do with my dogs, this is how I show my own, like, who
Your dominance.
this is who daddy is when they're eating, I'll fucking take
Shout
their
out to
food.
Cesar Milan.
Oh yeah, I'll take their
Okay.
food, and if they don't fucking bite me, they're good. Beans, he will growl at any dog that goes near his bowl.
Yeah.
Millie is just going to get water, and he'll start fucking growling. And so
Beans?
oh, he'll just hear this little, and I'm like, Beans, she's just getting water, dude. Leave it alone.
And then he'll wag his little tail.
Like he won't eat right until she's like away from him.
yeah.
Even
Which
if
they
Max,
have the same food.
yeah, they all have the same
exact
food. And I
food.
feed them all at the same time.
Yeah.
because you don't want to feed your dogs differently, right? But so this one day, I went to go outside because she's doing something, and I opened the sliding glass door, and she looks at me like she don't know who I am, and she starts growling like mad, like mean,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I fucking go back in, and I shut the door, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This dog's gonna try to kill me, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck her. Open the door. Roxy, get your fucking ass over here. You know,
And she did, because you were dominant. You were the
like when as
You
soon
were
as
the
she seen I was
alpha.
mad, like she was like, "Oh shit!"
you
oh,
were the
shit.
alpha. She's like,
like,
"Eh, never mind.
Yeah. I was
She
like-
thought she won for a
But the
second.
way
She was
she-
all feeling big.
the way
and then
she
you
acted, like
slapped
I
her
was like,
down.
no, that's not cool. Like I don't care. Like, and so one day, Max, her were eating, and I did, you know, because this is what I'll do. I'll randomly grab their bowls
Yeah.
because I just
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like while they're eating,
Yeah,
just to
I'll-
remind them, like, I'm your boss.
like I was telling someone about it. Anyway, I'm sitting on this little bench. It's a kid bench too. It's a little wooden kid bench. It's tiny, bro.
You're like,
It's
awesome.
literally.
You're
I'm like
sitting
down
there
here.
waiting for them to
Literally
eat.
down here, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, I go to grab it, and Max is a dick, right? Max,
Did he growl?
Max is a small dog, and Cupcake's probably.
He's Cupcake.
he won't-
He is Cupcake.
He won't let any of these big dogs punk him.
No.
No, he'll fuck them up, right?
No. The
They're
dogs
afraid
are
of him.
afraid of them.
Yeah. So,
Well, my dogs only wanted to go outside because Cupcake went outside.
So-
And her name is fucking Cupcake.
So
yeah.
Roxy was right around there, and Max is eating, and I just go to grab his bowl. Well, he thinks Roxy's there. I think, right?
He bit you.
He turns around and nips me in my hand right in the knuckle, and I was like, my eyes got wide, like super wide, and I was like, oh hell, fucking no! Did you just fucking? And he looked when he did that. He saw me, and he just. It was almost like he was human. He just realized, oh shit!
Oops.
He went off. He didn't run, and I get this. I didn't.
You
like,
didn't yell.
I
You
didn't yell.
react.
I didn't do anything.
You
I was just
looked
like,
at him.
I just calmed down because I was like, he probably thought I was Roxy.
I'm gonna kill this fucking dog.
That whole day he stayed awake. He would, if I came around,
He would do that weird thing where he won't look at you.
yeah, he wouldn't look at me, but he would walk the other way. He'd go somewhere else. He'd avoid
Oh
me.
my
He's
god.
like, no.
Dogs are funny.
But
Dogs are
he
so
knew
funny.
like, and I was like, Max, it's okay, you know, like,
Yeah.
because he knew like it was like he knew he fucked up, right? He
Oh,
knew,
yeah.
oh shit, I didn't mean to bite you. I thought you was
I thought
someone
it was
else.
somebody else.
I'm
Dad, in
sorry.
fairness, you
I
looked
ain't-
like
you look-
another dog.
You took my food. I thought you was another dog. I was like, no, fuck this motherfucker.
So you guys got rid of Roxy. Roxy had been aggressive somewhat to you. You're afraid for the kids. You got Beans.
Wait,
I didn't know this.
so we traded that dog.
You traded Roxy. They didn't get rid of Roxy.
No, we traded her with her.
Roxy went to Alicia's sister, right?
Yeah, who is her sister and her
She's
sister's
a
boyfriend.
really like hardcore dog
They,
trainer.
they
good,
are
like,
really
yeah.
good with dogs. They're the ones who trained Beans the way he is.
And there was a reason that Beans wasn't working for him, I think, or were they?
well, they
just
had
willing
just
to
big
take-
dogs, and they just didn't like Beans because he was so like
He's very passive. He's very docile.
he's very docile.
So
but
he
at
would
the same
get
time-
beaten up by the other dogs.
No, he wouldn't get beaten up. He would just like Beans loves attention.
Yeah,
He loves being pet. He loves. Beans
he's
is
a fucking sweet.
He's a
boy.
sweet dog.
He's a sweet
They didn't-
boy.
So they were like they were gonna put him on Craigslist. They had him on Craigslist, and I was like, and I loved every time I went there. I just loved Beans. He would
That's
come
how
up
I
there,
feel. I love Beans.
And I
I
was
come
like-
over and Beans is like my dog. I
and
love.
so he
fucking
would just
Beans.
be super sweet to us. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll give you our dog if you give us this dog. Like no.
There. They
They're like,
shook
for
on
real?
it.
Like no. I'm like I'll take Beans. I don't want him.
Is
before anybody
Roxy
else.
still alive?
She ran away.
Oh,
Like Roxy was a bitch.
Roxy. I
Was a
don't
piece
really
of shit.
remember Roxy to
She
be
was a piece
honest.
of shit.
Beans is the type of dog that you
He's-
you forget other bitches for Beans.
Beans is like
You know.
I'm gonna be like legit. Like I didn't want pets my whole life. I had a
Really?
pet rat. It died. I cried, and that day I was like, I don't want
Fuck
fucking pets. Yeah, no, and I never got attached to pets, and now I have Beans, and I'm attached, and so
He's
when
a good dog.
so when it's his time, I think I'm gonna be very sad, and I think all of us are gonna be
I
sad.
will.
I know
Well, we're gonna have
I
a
know the
vigil for
girls
him.
will. I know
I'm lighting candles.
JJ's gonna be pretty sad, and I know Eli's gonna be sad.
He's
Shout
just a good dog.
hey, shout out to you, Eli. Thank
Hold
you
on,
for
this is
listening
the
to
yeah.
us.
Hold on, that's the yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
I
Sorry,
think,
Eli.
unless I-
Love you, buddy. Shout out to you. You fucking better keep doing good in school too. Me and Tom have talked to you a million times. Keep your shit up.
Eli, you better fucking do it.
Do it. We're looking at you right now, Eli.
Shout out to Eli.
I'm looking at you, bro. Love you. Eli's such a good kid, though.
He is a good kid.
He's a good
I've
kid.
always liked Eli. From the time that we met him.
He's a sweet guy. Like, he is a very, very respectable guy.
Very respectful.
Oh,
what I like
very
about Eli, when I talk to him, because I like to talk to kids. I like to
Yeah. Well, you're a teacher.
You know, I believe that kids need to know people believe in them. And so I talked to him because I know he wasn't doing well in school for a little bit. But
I think it was me, you, and was it Eddie? We were talking about jail.
Yeah. You're going to go to jail, fucker.
You keep acting this way.
But before that, though, like, we went camping. Remember he went camping with us?
Yeah. We always take Eli with us.
I was talking with him, and I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, I want to be a football player. I said, okay. Like, do you work all the time at football? He goes, not really. I said, okay, so what makes you different than everybody else?
Yeah.
And I kind of told him, like, it's great that you want to play football. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
And you could be the best, but like,
who cares if you're short?
I asked him, like, if you're not willing to give it everything you have, do you have a backup plan? And I tried to put it to him, and like, I'm not saying you can't be a football player, but you just
Even
said
football players
you're
have a
not
backup
working
plan.
that hard at football.
Yeah.
So is that really what you want? Because whatever you want, you better be the best at.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
yep.
But he listens. A lot of kids, like, you talk and their eyes go blank, and it's like, okay, old man talking.
No, he
actually, like, he has that wisdom.
Guy, dude.
He has that wisdom.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, but he will actually listen and be respectful when an adult talks to him.
Yep, dude, Bucket loves.
He's just a good kid.
He went with us when we went to visit Bucket.
Fucking Bucket.
Bucket, well, I'm going to shout you out every fucking
3
podcast,
shout-outs
bro.
to fucking Bucket. Bucket's probably going to make it the 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Hey, Bucket.
At.
We love you.
Bucket.
And you know what? That's going to be a story. I'll tell you guys how he got that nickname.
Let me tell you why I love Bucket. No,
but anyway, about Eli, Eli, he does listen. He does. I think he loves that, because even Alicia is not a beat around the bush type.
Yeah,
my wife's
she's very direct.
My wife
is too.
Yeah, that's I think
both women you've married are very direct women.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do too.
I appreciate that.
Especially when you're nicer guys, you kind of need that.
Yeah, we're very mellow, chill guys, and we come across.
Sam not, but
no, I don't care what anybody says. Me and you come across as very nice. Like, you can walk on us, guys, right?
But you don't know.
But we're not that way.
The reality is, nobody.
I can be a dick. My wife will attest.
Your
to
own
this.
home life.
My wife can attest that I can be an asshole.
Everybody, when you've had enough, you've had enough.
Oh yeah,
and I
can put up with a lot.
I think the thing is, like we talked about last week, some of us are smart enough to know when it's worth the fight and when it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Type A personalities, everything is worth the fight.
I don't think I'm a type A.
I'm not a type A.
I'm a type W.
Type whatever the fuck we are. Most things aren't worth the fight, but when you're comfortable with people, when it's something important enough,
so
you know when there's a fight, and it's worth having. And if you approach it right, it's usually not a fight. That's the important thing. So my wife would laugh at me there too, because we always fight because I have no skill with my wife. But that's
no. I hated fighting with Blanca.
Blanca is a lawyer.
No, bro, she's 100%
a fucking lawyer mind.
Dude,
so you'll say something, she'll bait you. She'll ask you a question, and you give an answer that you know that she won't.
But you remember on October 14th, 1943, you said blah, 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 blah. I'm like, so, Mr. I don't remember. I got the recording here.
Do you recall when you said, and I quote, Mr. Parham, you're a raging bitch, and I wish you would just fucking die. No, I don't remember saying that. Well, I have it in writing, sir. Do you recall this? And she shows it to you. And you're like, those appear to be Beatle faces. No, sir, those are you saying that you're a raging bitch.
That's you.
That's
not
you.
The Beatles.
That's not the Beatles.
Is that John Lennon? No.
That's 4 of Tom's. And they all said, fuck you, raging bitch. You should fucking die.
No, but that's the thing.
But she'll remember every detail of every month. And she's like, she wants me to do the same. So when we're having a conversation, she's like, why can't you remember? She'll tell me. And it's not even mean. I love her. But she'll be like, oh, you like say like, why can't my kids get this in school? Like, which I get. Like, my kids are little kids. But sometimes you vent and it's like, oh, every day I'm telling them to do this and they just can't get it. And she's like, it's kind of like you because you're so stupid. Like, why is it that, like, I tell you all the time, like, why can't you just figure this out? But you can't.
Because you're so
So
stupid.
that's the thing.
And
So
she remembers every detail.
any ladies that listen to this, us guys, we're not going to remember shit.
Once the moment's over, I'm just so fucking relieved it's over.
Get
I
this.
let it go and I move on.
And I don't know, most guys, and maybe it's just me, when we get in a fight, at that moment, yeah, we're probably angry about
But
something.
the second we get
But
into it, we go,
the more that fight continues,
the more we're like, I
the
don't
more
even
we
care.
fucking forget what we're fighting about.
Yes.
Right?
And by
And
the
by
end,
the
it's just
end of
like,
it,
I
you
just
don't-
want this to
You're like,
fucking end.
you're thinking, why? What are we fighting? And
Yeah,
it's-
and-
there's
but-
been times.
But she doesn't get that.
No,
so
so
then,
there's
like,
been times
no, like,
I-
I get it. I'm wrong. And she's like, no, you're just saying that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
But
and
I'm
that
still
happens.
wrong.
And so,
Oh,
and I think that's where the miscommunication between men and women happen is
you guys are super smart and you remember every detail, and
Like
we
Alicia's-
don't remember details.
she's very good at the same thing. You're like, she might not be like lawyer-esque at arguing, but she remembers things.
Okay,
and
that's
she's-
lawyer-esque, though.
she has a different way of approaching things, and I can't win that shit.
No.
You know, there's no way.
And even if you think you
in
have
the,
it,
in the
in the
times I
back,
do feel like I won, you know what? I ain't gonna tell you.
you know what the worst days are? The worst days are when you're like, no, this is worth fighting for.
And you're fucked.
Oops. Every fucking
Although,
time, I'm like,
one
no,
day,
I'm
she
so
was-
angry.
she
This
was pretty
is
angry.
worth it.
Alicia was pretty angry at me one day, and I forget what it was about. I can't. There
Does
you
it
go.
matter?
As I can't. Okay, I don't want to say this as a man, but as a me, I'll forget. Why was I angry? I don't remember. Right? I don't remember why I
I
was
have a
angry.
theory about women.
Anyway,
Can
I wasn't upset. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, I was up. I don't know what happened. Right? I forgot what happened. Alicia did not forget what happened.
Mhm.
Obviously, right?
Of course not.
Fair, okay, maybe I said something stupid, maybe, and I'm not disrespectful towards my wife. I'm not a
No.
disrespectful person towards anybody.
But we're
really.
humans in a relationship,
But-
and we learn and we grow.
She ended up having a bad dream that night because she said some stupid, not stupid shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. She was upset.
If we're being genuine,
If we're being genuine, she said some stuff, and she was very pissed, and she said some
she
stuff
said
that
things she didn't really mean.
she hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's what we mean when we say disrespectful shit.
But,
You hurt our feelings.
anyway, like it got to me, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever, fuck it. And so when someone says something to me that like either hurts my feelings or like pisses me, I'll just shut down. I
Yeah.
shut down. And
Yeah,
I won't
that's
talk. I'm like, oh,
the
whatever.
male way, we shut
but
down.
in my head, what I'm thinking is like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Towards
'Cause
my wife,
I don't give a
towards
fuck.
my wife,
Gives
I'm
us
not saying fuck you, but I'm saying
No,
like
no.
whatever.
fuck you. I don't give a fuck is our way of saying I'm putting up a wall and I'm protecting
Yeah.
myself. That's
And
what
so-
it really means.
She ended up having a dream, like a pretty bad dream, and she ends up like cuddling up with me. And then she's like, the next morning, she's like, I think I had that dream because I was kind of a dick to you last night.
Aw.
Right. I was kind of an asshole to you. She didn't say it to me, but she said to Cheeky because she dreamed. She
wouldn't tell you. She told Cheeky.
yeah, she had a dream
I
that.
think I was a dick to Jesse.
Well, no, she had a dream. Cheeky had the devil inside her because they were playing the Ouija board.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah, so she had the Satan was inside Cheeky.
I played the Ouija board once. I do not have Satan in me. I think.
Did you play the fucking Ouija board?
They're
Alicia,
kind of creepy.
put it this. Oh, anyway, I'll finish this story.
Go ahead.
So anyway, Alicia ends up saying, like, I think I had this dream because I was kind of a dick to Jesse, right?
Yeah. Too
You know, what-
cheeky.
She said that's cheeky, but
Yeah.
like I was right there, so I was like, oh
so you
yeah,
heard
yeah.
it.
So, I
So
heard
she
it.
really meant it to you.
But getting back to this Ouija board thing, Alicia hates the Ouija board, right?
Why?
I don't know. She's
Like
not a very
religiously,
She's
or-
not a religious person, but when it becomes to the Ouija board, it's like
Yeah.
very satanic.
So I wouldn't do it now because I'm becoming more religious.
I'm not. I grew up. So I grew up in the Christian church. I was very religious. The Ouija board shit, that's kind of creepy to me. My mom told me the story about how the Ouija board told she was going to die at the age of 18. Whatever. My mom ends up.
But your mom's very much alive.
Yes,
to this
she repented and did all this stuff, and she prayed to the Lord Jesus Christ, and then she's good, right? And so
I think the Ouija board is made by Parker Brothers, right? Like, I'm just going to throw that out there.
was it Monopoly guy with the eyeball?
Do Parker Brothers really dabble in the devil? I don't know.
I don't know. They're millionaires.
But I will say,
The
do you have more of your story?
Well, no, I'm just
I
saying
want
the
you to
Ouija
be able
board.
to finish your point
Alicia, like for when it comes to Ouija, put it this way: there's a movie called Ouija.
Yes.
Alicia will not
Horrible
watch it.
movie.
No,
Not
she won't
worth
watch
it.
it.
Not worth her time.
No, she won't watch it. I want to
not
watch
worth her
it
time.
because I want to see what it's like.
Not worth her time. But
Well, not with her time, but I want to watch it. She was like, "Not
Come
in
on,
my
man.
fucking house."
Jesse, we're gonna have a movie night.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch Ouija. Anyway, so
But
first
go-
thing I want to say,
But I'm with her. I don't want my kids playing Ouija. Fuck that shit.
women are like fucking Trekkies, and this is why. You know that guy that's like a
I'm listening. I'm gonna let the dog out.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, no, never mind.
Oh.
Someone else's. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You know-
My wife is so awesome. Even though she's got the mind of a fucking lawyer. This is why women are
We
like
have good
Trekkies.
women.
You know how Trekkies
Don't
know
we?
every moment we have fucking amazing women. We do.
We might
for everything that I
we might
joke
say
about,
some shit. Our women are fucking pretty good. to
I
us.
would not be
at
me
the end
without
of-
my wife. And I
Exactly.
love her. And I was
I'm the
infatuated
same
with
way.
her. From
I'm
the
the same way.
moment I met my wife, and she always says it in my face, she said she loved me first.
Hey.
She
I
said
don't know
she
who
loved
said
me
I
first.
love you first.
She said I love you first, and then I kind of like took the moment.
Alicia would always give me money for shit.
Oh, she loved you.
She loved this
She
dude.
paid.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
She's like, I'll pay for that dick.
I want this dude.
Yeah. Blanca would too. I was
I
so
gave her that
broke.
long dude.
Dude, I was in
I
college.
gave her that 2.5.
I was finishing my
Save me the
education
dick.
stuff. I had $0 when I finished school for
Oh,
like 2 months.
That sounds familiar.
She supported me, and then I got paid like $3,000 in a lump sum my first paycheck. Because as a teacher, you
Can I
work,
get that money back?
you work a month and then you get paid, and, which is
Terrible.
fine.
Fuck that.
Fine, but I don't know how anybody else did it. I had her that supported me during that time, and she didn't
Which
say a
is
word
awesome.
about it. But I got paid, and I was like $3,000.
What'd you do with it?
Oh, we went to breakfast. I bought pancakes and sausage, and
Would you get the Grand Slam?
we actually went to Louis' friend's place,
Oh, that's a.
Little Randy's, but
Oh.
it was like back at the old
Oh,
restaurant.
yeah. I remember Little
Yeah,
Randy's when it was
and
back there. I
man.
helped out that place.
Oh shit, we bought
It's so good.
pancakes and waffles, and it was like, hey, next round of waffles is on me. And we were buying-
orange juice! I got it.
yeah, and then like we bought a house, and I was like, oh fuck, things cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the first paycheck was like, yeah, man, like this is great. I bought clothes, I bought food, I bought everything.
Like I
you
said,
need to
I'm
live.
glad she found you guys.
Yeah, no, it was
You
fun.
guys.
Like
I'm glad she found you.
we
You guys.
there's more of me.
Damn, how much? Hey, Tom's is packing.
Let me just say, no, but like, so women are fucking Trekkies because you guys are like that fucking data guy. You don't forget any fucking thing.
Data?
That's you know the data
Oh,
guy,
I know Data.
the really white guy on the show.
Everyone knows.
I've watched
everyone.
about 3 parts of.
So
one
if you
episode.
watch Star Trek Next Generation, Data's on there with the Read Rainbow guy.
yeah, with the light
Captain
thing
Kirk,
over his
or
face.
Captain
Picard.
Picard.
Dr.
James-
Captain John Picard.
Jean Picard.
By the way, amazing actor, stage
dude,
actor.
He's a
but
brilliant actor.
Patrick Stewart.
If you love Professor X,
Yeah,
Patrick
he's
Stewart, bro.
Xavier.
He's Xavier.
Is that
Charles.
is that his voice, Charles?
Charles Xavier.
Is he Charles Xavier?
He is Charles Xavier.
My name is Charles Xavier.
I'm Charles P. Xavier.
Charles
I'm here to
P.
be-
Xavier.
Logan, please don't do this.
Your name, Logan. I'm going to name you something else. You're going to be
Wolverine.
called Wolverine. You're the
Well,
next
he was
man.
already named Wolverine.
I don't think you realize you're the
Did
next
you
man.
know? So getting nerdy right now. Wolverine's actually really short.
So
And that's-
why did it? Okay,
So,
women.
so this
women.
is
So
so no,
wait a minute.
no,
though.
wait,
Wait
hold
a
on,
minute.
hold on. This was always my beef. Wolverine, who's always
Yeah.
been one of my favorite X-Men.
He was meant to be short.
Archangel and Wolverine always been one of my favorite X-Men, right? Wolverine, if you want to get nerdy, to my nerds out there, please, I hope you guys are out there. Wolverine's literally
To our-
5'3".
To our broader point, can I
5'3".
Can I
That's
bring
how
this
tall
up? Can I bring
Wolverine
this up?
is. 190
All right,
pounds,
ladies.
though. 190 pounds.
Can I bring this up,
5'3",
ladies?
Get out of here.
I want to bring something up to you, ladies. Again, you white women who have suffered more than every other group on earth. Let me.
He says that jokingly, by
Let
the
me
way.
know. I say that very seriously because I don't want to be
Yeah,
canceled. but
they
Let me
guys
just say,
suffered
for you
so
white
much.
women who suffer more than any other group,
Yeah,
on
when
earth,
you grew up without Starbucks, what?
you think that women are put in a box where you have to look a certain way.
Wolverine,
Wolverine was supposed to be what?
5'3",
5'3",
190.
190.
Almost 200 pounds, actually.
The
195, I
actor
think.
who portrayed him, was he portraying?
He was a 6'2".
When they filmed it, did they show him
He
as
was-
below the other actors?
No,
or
no,
above?
no. He was taller.
Okay. Let me ask you,
And he was
would you
smaller.
have watched it if Wolverine looked like this?
If I was Wolverine, he was...
Hey, I got things coming out of my fist.
No, because he's Wolverine.
No.
Say I was Wolverine.
I'm
He was standing up.
6'5" almost.
Are you?
Really 6'4", but I'm gonna round up.
Damn.
I'm gonna round up.
So
I'm tall,
he's tall.
but I'm not what you
I'm
call
taller.
someone that's gonna work out. Let's
6'6".
be honest. Hugh Jackman works the fuck
I'm
out,
5'7".
and he has a face that is appealing.
Hugh Jackman's a handsome man. He's
I
a
don't
handsome
think
man.
you guys are really any better than we are.
No, they're
I
not.
think you guys like meat as much as we do.
They
And
do.
I think it's offensive to me that you pretend like there's any fucking difference, honestly.
There's not a difference.
There's no difference.
So
G.I. fucking Joe is the male version of Barbie. Look at G.I. Joe. He has
I love
muscles
G.I. Joe, bro.
on top of muscles. Do I play with G.I. Joe?
hell yeah.
Sure fucking yeah, I do.
Dude, I would make the sweetest force with G.I. Joe. So what
Yeah.
I would do is I'd get my fist.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
I
the
would get
song of
grass.
G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe.
The real
American
hero, G.I. Joe is there.
So what I would
Yeah.
do is I would get my fist like this, right?
Yeah.
I'd put it on the ground. I would get grass, a shitload of grass, and I would put it over my fist, right?
Fucking yeah.
And I'd pat it down,
Oh yeah.
And I would
Pat
get it-
that grass down.
and then I would slowly pull it out.
And you pull it out slow.
I'd have
Don't
to
go
put
too
petroleum
fast.
jelly.
No,
on
right
it,
there. Right there, the
Right
petroleum
there.
bit
Boom.
jelly.
And it would leave
Oh.
this hut, and my G.I. Joes can fit in it.
Where did you get fucking petroleum jelly
I'm
as
joking
a
about
little
it.
boy?
The PJ, I'm joking about the PJ. But
I would rub my clitoris with petroleum jelly
Like-
until G.I. Joe came. Poor
But
G.I.
no,
Joe.
but I would I would make some
Oh my
bad-
god, dude.
Anybody a fort challenge, I will fuck.
I'm gonna let you finish
anybody.
this, and when I
I'd
finish,
I'd crush anybody in a fort challenge with GI Joes because I fucking crush some fucking.
when
forts.
you're done with your story about G.I. Joe,
Go ahead. No,
tell
I'm
me.
good.
Okay.
I'm done.
Dude, I had this friend, and I don't know where the fuck he got this. His mom was a nice lady, so I don't mean any disrespect to his mom because I don't think this is true, and I don't mean any disrespect to him because I think he was just a fine guy. His parents separated.
Okay.
They moved here from the Seattle area,
Okay.
so I think he had like a lot of like sadness. in him.
Okay.
But he really liked Star Trek,
Great show.
and he was the friend that kind of got me into. But like, it was one of those things like.
I love Star Trek growing
like-
up. My mom watched it and I loved it.
I'm going to pretend that I did. I liked
liked
it
it.
enough. One Christmas,
I
I
did
asked for
like
Star
it.
Trek toys. That's about as much as I know about Star Trek.
Okay, you might have liked it more.
No,
You
like, I
win.
was a little younger. I was a
But
few years
I
younger,
did
but-
like it. I thought it was cool.
So like, I did not like it, but like I watched it for like a week and was like, yeah, what's Star Trek toys? And my parents were like, yeah, okay. Like it's at the age where you
Telling
still
you,
buy toys.
watch fanboys.
So she goes, like he goes, yeah, my mom takes the guy with the beard. What was that guy's name in the Next Generation?
Captain.
No, Jean-Luc Picard was
his
bald.
second person. in
It's the
command.
guy
Yeah,
second
I
in
can't
command.
remember.
Anyway, he had a fucking beard.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Man among men on that ship.
Mhm.
Man among fucking men.
He had my beard.
He was Jesse.
He
Who
was
would
me.
not want to put Jesse in the pussy?
He was
right?
he was the
He
white
go-
version
this-
of a Mexican.
So the kid goes like, my mom likes to go to bed with my doll. And like at the time I was like, what? And we were kind of like laughing
What do
about
you
it.
mean?
And I'm like,
Wait. Who likes to go to bed at all?
his mom. And I'm like, I don't see her.
Wait. Captain.
Jean-Luc Picard's mother went to bed with the man with the beard.
No way.
No, my friend's mom.
Oh, your friend's mom.
My friend's
I'm like,
mom.
whoa, I
He
didn't see
had
this
this, like,
episode.
he had this.
I didn't
yeah.
see this
There was
episode.
an episode where the man
So-
with the beard went to sleep with
Jean-Luc
Jean-Luc Picard.
Picard's second in command's mom went to bed with a doll.
My doll went to bed with Jean-Luc Picard, second in command's mom.
A what?
What?
But anyway,
We're
okay,
so
I
woke
got.
now. We are woke now, Jesse.
We are woke.
No, just kidding. No, but like he claimed that
That breathes
his
so hard.
mom took his toy to bed with her, and like Now I think about it, I'm like, well, that would be really fucked up.
That's creepy, bro.
But I don't think that she really did. Because she was actually a really nice lady. And not that, like...
I could be the nicest person, but...
I stayed over at their, like, house, though, and she was never weird. Like, she was never, ever weird.
She's like, Tom, come here.
No, she was like, sleep in my
change
bed a
your
little bit
diapers.
sometimes. She was like, can I
You're like,
touch your dick?
bro,
But nothing other than that.
Bro, I don't wear a diaper.
Yeah.
Tom, come here. Let me change your underwear.
I think you need the bed. Let me wipe you up. And she was
Oh,
like,
my God, your penis is hanging out.
She's like, oh, I think I need to clean it with my tongue.
Dude,
But she, in
how
fairness,
weird.
she told me that the tongue
How
was the
weird-
best way to clean up pee.
how weird would
What
that
am I
be?
supposed to know?
So why would it be okay?
Yeah.
This is totally off the subject. by the way.
Let's get
go ahead,
on
finish.
that subject.
Go finish.
That was
your
my
shit.
story. That
So-
was my story. So go ahead.
Why is it okay if and why would it be okay for like a younger guy
To
to
fuck
bang
an
his,
old woman.
his teacher, right?
It's not okay.
Well, no, it's not okay. It's not
But
okay.
it is okay.
No,
I get
it's not.
exactly what you're saying, though.
But
It
what if
is
it was the
okay.
opposite? So say
Yeah.
like this 15-year-old dude bangs his fucking 22-year-old teacher, right?
Yeah.
Bangs her or whatever.
And we say, hey, way to go,
Swap that.
boy.
Swap that, right? As
Okay, but couldn't you say that in
But
both ways? Like,
if a girl did that, that's like bad, right? But like if a guy does it, guys are cheering, right? And that's fucked up.
So-
Like in the end, it's like
Men, I think
you're
we
an
have to
adult,
acknowledge-
you're messing with a young kid.
Men,
Like, that's
we have
disgusting.
to acknowledge we are
That's
just as
disgusting.
much as part of a problem as
I don't
women
know.
are. And women have to admit they're just as much of a problem as we are.
They are when it comes
The
to that
first
shit,
lady
'cause that's disgusting.
that fucked a kid was a lady. The first teacher that fucked a kid was
Do you
a lady.
remember
That came out.
What was that one? That
And
was
by
here
the way,
in Washington.
Any teacher
No,
that's
what was that one
doing
in
it,
Washington? Where's the teacher?
that's the lady I'm talking about.
what was her fucking name?
Okay.
Like they had a baby together.
Yeah.
They ended up, they're actually still together.
Washington teacher that had a relationship with her student. I guarantee you she's going to come up.
Lorena.
No.
Oh, Mary
Kayla Turno.
Oh yeah. So
By the
her-
way, sounds
she went
like
to
a
jail.
fucking
no, she went to
Secretary
jail.
of State's name.
right? She went to jail, right? For
Yeah.
that?
And then they stay together. But have you watched the interviews with her and him?
No, that's disgusting. I don't care about that shit.
Afterwards, he looks like a prisoner. I don't know, dude. If you're still with her and you love her, that's great.
No, they're still
she
together.
should not have abused you when you were a kid. It's
That's
that
it.
simple. If
They
you're
took advantage of it.
most of us work our asses off to teach kids. If you're out there doing other shit with them, that's not what this is about.
No, exactly.
You need to stop.
piece of shit.
You need to get the fuck out. We dedicate our
Piece of shit.
lives to teaching kids so they can
Piece
grow
of
up
shit.
and be successful.
Like,
Even, we actually love our
How
kids.
fucked up is that to kids though? Like
Every time somebody does that, you know what it does to teaching?
it fucks them up. It brings them back 14 years, man.
It's just
It's a bad mark on teachers, I think. Because there's good teachers out there.
Fortunately, there are way more good teachers than bad.
Well, no, and
So
that,
generally,
there is,
people
but-
don't look at it
No, but
like it brings the whole profession
so
down.
the
but,
Mary
like, come
Kayla
on.
Chernow thing.
Do you remember the guy in California?
So how many good teachers did Mary Kayla Chernow's little man have?
How
many good teachers
look
did
at
he
this,
have?
America. The only
No one
teacher you
knows.
know by name is Mary K. fucking Letourneau.
Yeah. How many good teachers did that motherfucker
Let me tell you
have?
what I do.
Mary
I teach
Kay's-
kids how to read and do math and write.
I don't remember that. I just remember.
but do you remember
the
that? You will
rapist.
clap for me for a week when COVID starts, and then
Nope.
hate me
I hate you.
for not doing shit while COVID was going.
Yeah,
which
I
is
remember.
a fucking lie.
You never did
And
shit.
then
I'm just
what's
kidding.
the one name
Tom's
you
such a good
remember?
teacher.
Mary K. fucking Letourneau. That's
No.
the one name you'll
Thomas
remember.
Thomas David Parham. I remember.
Tommy Pariamo.
I don't know your middle name, but
My name is Tommy Pariamo of the Parmici crime
David-
family. Eh,
he looks like a David to me. But I feel
my
like
middle name's Gregory.
I was close.
Is that better? Greg.
I was close.
is Greg.
Thomas David was close. It's
Thomas David
Greg.
Gregory Machayim Parham.
Machayim.
Machayim.
Machayim
I have
Shalom. Machayim.
Machayim Shalom. I don't know what that means. So if that's offensive, I apologize. Please come on and tell me why.
You know what?
And
Cancel
let's
us.
have a dialogue. No, don't cancel us. Come on.
You
tell
can't
me
cancel
why.
a motherfucker who has 2.5
I honestly
fans.
don't know what Machayim. Yeah, right. Seriously. I know. Like,
Oh yeah, cancel us.
good luck.
You know
we
who the two
we
fans
pray.
two
For you,
fans.
if you canceled me, I would not have to be a teacher anymore because I'd make all my money off of this.
Oh yeah,
but
we're so rich off this.
whatever Machayim, and if I'm even saying it right, and what was the word you said? Shed. See,
Chad, I don't remember.
Machayim Shalom.
Shalom.
What the fuck does Shalom mean? I
Hi.
think Shalom means like good
It's
greetings,
like,
right?
yeah, good
like
greetings.
peace be with
Shalom,
you, right?
hi.
If I'm wrong, please come
Are
up.
we out?
We are out.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Sidetrack.
So can I be
ADHD.
honest? I'm so in the right mind now. I want to talk about something. I finally finished
What?
the show that I loved.
Which one?
Midnight Mass.
Oh yeah.
And I have
Was
to
that
say something.
Is that good?
It was so intrinsically good for me.
Was it better than the other two shows?
It was so good for me that I was raised in the Christian faith, right? I
Yeah.
was raised
Same
going
here.
to what's
I was
called
at Foursquare Church.
Dude, I was raised in what's called a non-denominational church.
No, I get it.
It was
I
very
I
open-minded,
I
very
was-
loving.
I was-
But
I grew up in church.
It
bro.
wasn't my choice.
Mhm.
I was raised in it, and I had a friend that like guided me towards thinking for myself, which I loved. And I had experiences that made me very anti-church in my life. And all of a sudden, I finished the show, and I was watching the show, which really has nothing to do with like
church.
going to church. I all of a sudden have this sort of desire to get in touch with God in this way
hey,
that I have not been in
This is
touch with
so.
God.
This is my thing with God. Growing up, I grew up in church my whole life.
Yeah.
Like when I say my whole life, I'm talking like before I left Vegas, I was going to church every
Yeah.
fucking day, right? We fucking do the prayers and shit, and like
What church did you go to?
I went to this it was called Black Mountain Foursquare Church in Las Vegas, Henderson, Nevada. And then I went to this other Foursquare Church. I can't remember the name of it.
Were you
but
baptized?
I was baptized. I was fucking in church.
Yeah.
Like my mom and my sister and them, they speak in tongues.
That freaks me out. I don't know that I buy that. But
Well, no. So
I don't,
I'm with
like,
you there.
fair
No.
enough.
I'm with you there.
Because everyone's faith is their own. I will just say that.
So I
will
love my
say that.
family.
Yeah.
I love my sister. I love my mom, but I feel like it's fake.
Yeah.
I feel like the tongue thing is fake. Whatever. So I grew up in the church environment.
Yeah.
Where the story's going, I don't remember.
It
But
doesn't really matter.
what were you saying? Like you're
so-
starting to feel like so. Oh, okay. I remember
This
what I was going to say.
Stupid
So my
TV
point,
show, which is amazing. By
So
the
my
way.
point is, what is your view on God? Is God
My
this
personal
entity?
view.
So like
Or
you're like
the
church,
audience's view.
you're church, right? You're going
So
back.
this is the way that I've always
But
been.
so for me, like
Yes.
a God or like to me, it's not like I started realizing maybe God's not this spirit out there
Yes.
in the world. Maybe God's this energy out there in the world. Maybe if I put my energy that is a good energy out there.
fucking dude, you need to watch this show.
You know what I'm saying?
Midnight
So if
Mass.
I put my good
Watch
energy out there,
Midnight Mass.
if I put my
for real.
good energy out there, maybe the good energy will come back.
Can I tell you though? Like,
And I grew up, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I grew up in a church. Like to this day, my mom is super religious. Satanism, all that. Like no Halloween, no. Right? That's a big no. For me, after watching like Supernatural, I realized the pentagram, which you guys think is
sign of the devil.
the devil,
It's
is actually a
not.
sign of protection. It's just
Turned
the
upside down.
when you change it
pentagram
around,
is
it's
the
actually now it's a devil thing, right?
No, it's not.
no,
if you turn the pentagram upside down, it's the devil.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
But there is
when you
no
change it.
pentagram upside right side up.
But like originally,
what is
the
the
pentagram
Jewish-
was actually the sign of
the Jewish
protection.
symbol has 6 points.
yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
Oh yeah. Well, what was it?
Right?
The devil sign has what?
Look,
5?
I will never believe that a church is 100% right because I do.
They're
believe,
not.
I believe that churches are run by man, and I believe that churches are not.
How
God.
much money is in church?
But let me tell you one thing that's changed though. For me,
Goldstein.
this dumb show, which is a total fictional show, which shows people in a fictional scenario that I don't believe would ever happen on real Earth. I am very much a realist.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
very
I think I'm
much
the same way.
and like politics wise, everything wise, I'm an evidence based guy.
Yep.
And I've had a lot of challenges with my faith because of evidence. And I could not commit to being anything because of evidence. I was raised Christian, so I could never not be really Christian, because you know how that feels when you're raised with, if you doubt Christ, you go to hell.
Yeah.
So I always had a faith. I never denounced religion or faith.
And you know what?
But
I
I was
don't
very-
denounce religion.
I was very anti-establishment. I was very anti a church. I was
And I
very
am.
anti an organization.
That's how I
But
am
what
right
I've come
now,
to realize is I disagree with policies of some modern organizations to the point that it's like, I can say today, I don't know why that show did it to me. And my wife pointed out to me that I tend to be very quick and then fizzle out fast. So I'm being safe and not jumping on it.
Uh-huh.
But something about watching the characters in the show, who I fully aware are fictional,
Yeah.
but
Is it the characters or is it what they're talking about?
knowing who I am and knowing what I was raised with, and always knowing at some point in my life I was going to go back to Jesus, but having this safe feeling of youth that like I have my time to doubt and play that game.
Mm-hmm.
But before I die, I had a grandfather who was like my step grandfather. He was an atheist his whole life.
Yeah.
And he went to hospice before he died, which is a religious organization. But his feeling before he died of cancer, which is a horrible way to, to go.
For sure.
He felt alone and he accepted Jesus before he died. And I thought, I know I'm going to accept Jesus before I die out of fear.
Who won't though?
But I need to. I don't care what your religion is. I really hate the modern American.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
So
I'm struggling with this. So
this is my view on religion, and this is something that I grew up in a very religious household, right?
Yeah.
I feel like my household was more religious than most people's, right?
Yeah.
For my household, and this isn't my view, being gay was bad, right?
Right.
There's all this stuff, and I never really agreed.
That's the
And
challenge I'm having.
For me, I never 100% agreed because, for me, it's like Jesus. Like if you're,
I tell you my theory on that. I honestly believe
I think that
God
changed-
is smarter than we are.
I think that changed because of people.
Do we not have a population crisis in the world where we have more people than the world can manage? Do you not think that God was smart enough to build in certain ways of managing population that if we allowed to exist would probably manage wonderfully?
It could be, but I think my thing is that, yeah, you know what? At one point when I was growing up, it was like, no, that's wrong. But
right.
As I got older,
all of us though, growing up that way.
As I got older, I realized like, well, no, I don't see God being that way, right? I don't see God being like, why would He put something?
Doesn't God in the Bible say, "You'll be shocked at those who enter the gates of heaven, and those who are turned away"?
You'll be shocked, right?
And He actually says it's harder for a rich man to enter
because rich men are fucking
the eye of
greedy,
the needle of heaven than it is for a camel. So you that covet your money. In America, we all covet our money. We're going to have much harder time than any homosexual would ever have.
All you're thinking about is your fortune.
And honestly, if you just legitimately love somebody else,
you're not going to care about
and that's who you are, is love.
And that's my
What
thing.
is God? My church taught me as a kid. I was very fortunate. Pastor White, shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Pastor White.
Pastor,
my man.
I'm going to cut that out. Pastor White,
No, you
that's
can't
not
cut
what I
that
meant.
out.
Shout out to Pastor White.
Both of those, Pastor White, my man.
The man that led me to Christ.
Yeah.
And have I been fully? I've been a very realist about Christ.
I have.
He's a man. Was he God? I don't know.
Dude, I did missions.
But I didn't do missions.
I did a mission, bro.
My life has been so skewed with God, but
mine too.
I've gotten to a point where I realize my own arrogance is a problem for me.
Yeah, well,
And
I think
there's
that's
probably
normal.
a point where, like, as much as I don't believe you have to have an institution, maybe
I
my
don't think you have to.
adamant belief that I am above an institution needs to change.
Well, so this is my view on the whole religion thing, right? Do I believe there's a higher being? There's something out there, right?
There's energy.
There's energy.
All
out
of us
there.
are an energy.
But
And by the way,
my
watch
view.
Midnight Mass if you want a good theory on that.
So my view is, the good you put out in the world is the good that's going to come out to you, right? So if you're a piece of shit,
Does this
piece
not blow your mind?
piece
though?
of shit stuff's going to happen to you, right?
So imagine that you're
But
only
get
a
this.
scientist. Yeah,
But
go
get
ahead.
this.
Go ahead.
For me, this has always been my view. And like I said, I've grew up very religious. I've read the Bible. I've been taught the Bible. Like, there's been a flood, right?
Yeah.
The flood that fucking murdered millions. So get this. So obviously Christianity, that's the shit, right?
Yeah.
But if you look in the Muslim or whatever, there's a flood in their shit, right?
So if you look back, though,
But if you look at all these different religions,
they all have the same.
they have the
basic story.
same basic
And there's
story.
archaeological evidence of
There
a
was-
flood in that part of
there
the
was.
world. There is not necessarily evidence all over the world,
No,
but in the
there's
part of the world where the Bible was.
so for me, it's
Yeah.
a trip, right?
And look, Judaism spawned Christianity,
Mhm.
and Judaism and Christianity spawned Islam. We are all one in the
It's
same
all the
thread.
same.
Jews
To me,
don't
it's the
necessarily, like traditional Jews do not believe that Jesus was Jesus. They believe that we're still waiting for Jesus.
He might have been a
Islam
prophet.
believes that Jesus. They don't believe Jesus. From what I
they-
understand, they don't think Jesus was a prophet.
They think he
Modern
was a
Jews
prophet.
do.
I think they think he
Islam
was a prophet.
completely believes Jesus was a prophet.
Yeah.
They believe Muhammad was the
Jesus.
final prophet.
Who was Jesus?
And who are we to say that he wasn't? But I choose because I really have no choice.
Pikachu.
I was me being a Jew. No.
I'm a Jew.
No.
I've been called JJ
Look.
Jigglypuff.
I had no idea when I was a singer in high school.
Chickapoo.
Chickapoo. I get things
Jigglypuff.
messed up. You know what I said one time? Ruha instead of hoorah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But anyway.
Sorry. Jigglypuff.
No, I had my girlfriend in high school was Catholic,
Oh yeah.
and
Loser.
I was absolutely in love with her.
Oh yeah.
And I had, like, her mom was the type of person who is nothing against her. She was a great woman in many ways.
Holy
but-
roller.
Yes. I mean,
My
she
mom's
just, like,
a holy roller.
nobody
bro.
was like the
I love
Catholic.
my mom, but she's a holy roller.
Well, her viewpoint, I remember just moments where, like, there were things that she would say or do that I'm like, is that really the Catholic way?
It's not.
One time, the story that sticks out to me, there's two things. One, she wrote a check on purpose in church to make her tithe to the church. And, like, well, a check has your name on it. To me, cash means more because nobody gets credit for that.
No, people do cash.
Right, like,
checks though.
I would
That's what's
I would
crazy.
give $5,000 in cash rather than in check.
You gave
because
this church $5,000.
I have not yet.
Oh, I'm like,
I'm
bro,
simply
come on.
saying, my view of God is.
Have you seen some of these pastors' houses?
Yes.
Don't give them.
What I'm saying,
$5,000,
well,
please.
priests don't get that.
They get that.
I will say one
I'll
thing
say
about
it.
the Catholic Church. It's a hierarchy. It goes to Rome. But
But still,
if I become
they're not living poor.
if I become a church-going Christian, it'll
Yeah.
be Catholic. My children are baptized in Catholicism. My wife is baptized. Nothing else. Blanca doesn't quite get that. Her view is more open, like you just go to church. My thing is, like, if you're going to believe in something, you follow what they ask of you.
Yeah,
I'm looking into catechism to become a Catholic.
I've seen both sides. Like, I'm a Christian.
I
grew
don't
up
know.
Christian.
I don't honestly. I'm
So this
kind
is
of
my thing.
lost at this moment, but
So
I realize
Christianity-
that at some point I'm going to become.
So Christianity and Catholicism, there's some similarities.
So
Big time.
Christianity and Catholicism are the same.
They're pretty
Everyone's
much the
Christian,
same,
but
right?
There's
I can't.
Christianity, and then there's Protestants.
Well, so that's the thing with Christianity. It's not just Protestants.
Right.
There's so many.
But Catholicism, one thing I'll say for them
denominations.
is they are the original church.
Yeah, but
They're
they're
the
pieces
first-
of shit too, though. They don't believe in
they rape
certain
children, which I
Oh,
think that
exactly.
there's a really big reckoning that has to happen in that church. But at the same time, I'm watching the geopolitics of this church.
I can't. I see. This is where I am with Paul. Like,
But this
when
is
it
my
comes to
issue with
religion.
politics.
I can't become a religious person.
But it's politics and religion, because I look at it
you can't get
every
both.
time you get a moderate in either party, they
Uh-huh.
resign. Every time you get a moderate in a religion, they leave. Catholicism has been moving to the social right so much.
But
that-
what's going to happen if they do?
what is it that the Bible tells you? What is
Love
it
each
that
other as
Jesus'
yourself.
word tells you?
Love
What
each
does
other.
the Pope say? The Pope says,
Pope's a dick.
live without, well, not this one. This one's all right. He at least says live without judgment.
Well,
He
they
at
all
least
say that.
acknowledges
Don't
it's not
judge.
our right to judge.
But what happens? Everyone judges. Still.
But that's my issue. But if all of us who don't
so no one's
just
listening to the
leave
Pope.
institutions, what happens to the institution?
It
the
should
only
collapse,
people,
right?
the only people left are the ones that can. No, they manage it.
Well, no, you would think like.
But you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
If you honestly
if people said
believe,
leave the institution, you would think. The
look, I
institution
have
would
a
collapse, right?
nephew who identifies as a boy and was born a girl, and they're
Yeah.
very young. And
Yeah.
I know
I
people's
remember you told me
viewpoint,
that.
and I know people's viewpoints on that. All I'm going to say
And
is
that's
this child,
okay.
this child has never been led any way. They've always been treated in a way that allows their freedom, but without any sort of outside influence. And this child is so uncomfortable being what they were born that the
Yeah,
only
and I
way
get that.
this child that doesn't even understand and isn't being made to understand gender
Yeah.
outside of, well, how do you want to dress and have your hair?
Yep.
Can we be honest, people? If you force your child in any way, it makes me almost mad, because it's like, I honestly view that as God's way of controlling population.
So
I don't
know. It's a touchy subject, because it's like,
I understand the whole moral concept of it.
I get it, where you can see it as God's controlling population, doing whatever, but like as a person, like as a parent, as that for that kid, and I'm not saying that that's wrong that the kid feels that way.
No,
that's
it's
how
not.
the kids, and that's cool. That's how the kid feels, and if one of my kids was to feel that way, like, may I feel a certain type of way? There's a chance I can, but at the end of the day, if my kid's happy with who they are,
Yes.
like, who am I to say I can't? I won't accept that, but
Right.
I won't ever do that.
Right.
If my kid's happy because they feel like they're a
Well, this
girl or
is
a
the
guy,
thing.
at the end of the day, you know what?
You
happy
feel
about
happy
it.
because you're murdering people.
Those are my kids.
Right? If you feel happy because you're Jeffrey Dahmer and you're disemboweling people
a piece of
and you're
shit.
killing them,
That's different.
you're harming people.
Yeah.
If you enter a committed relationship based on love and you're not harming anybody, if you're adopting children, right,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
are unloved and giving them a loving household that teaches them all the loving aspects of God, is that not what you would hope of the world?
You would hope, but
And
there's I don't know. There's going to be I don't know. It's crazy to think.
it's really difficult. And that's my issue, is like, if I do this, I want to be a Catholic. They're the first Christian church. My
see,
children are, my wife is.
So this is my issue. Is like I said, I grew up and when I say I grew up religious, like, for me, religion was first, right?
Yeah.
And it was Christianity.
Christianity, yes.
So like all that shit was first, and like for me, like I slowly started like just realizing like
You can do it without it.
What's wrong with me believing in a higher power?
Yeah.
Do I need a church? Do I need to
See, and that's where I
need to donate millions of dollars
Yeah.
to this person?
Right.
Because even if you want to be Catholic or Christian, this person who's the hierarchy in the Catholic community
Right.
or the Christian community, they're living in a fucking mansion. They're living. Come on now, the Catholics have their own fucking city. The Vatican City is a Catholic city.
You're
right?
right. You're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
And like, what's okay with that? I could care less.
I completely
I could
understand.
care less for any of that.
But one thing
What's okay is like if I believe a certain way, this is how, like, I believe there's a higher power somewhere out in the world. There's something there, something created who we are, whether it's Big Bang, whether it's a God, whether it's something, but I'm not going to sit there and put my life into someone that might not exist, right? And that's coming from someone who's, when I say I grew up Christian and grew up like from the time
somewhere I did.
I grew up like
Saying
the time
there
I
is
was a
no
kid,
Jesus
dude.
is like eternal damnation in hell.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
gays were bad. This was
Right.
bad. But for
See,
me,
and I never
I
grew up with
always
that side of it.
no. This is how I grew up. Like, if you were gay, you were a piece of shit,
Yeah.
right? If you grew up this, and so for me, it was just always like that
It
sounds
doesn't
fucked
compute,
up. Like
yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me.
See,
Like,
to me, I was
you
always
just
raised
told
this
me
loving
God loves everyone, but
and that's
if
the
you're
part
gay,
that I
you're a
worry
piece of
about.
shit.
It's like if I have to view my niece and my nephew, my nephew as a sinner, that's not going to happen.
that's how they feel.
My honest belief is God's smarter than any man that created a church.
Why would God
I
make her
do
feel that
not-
way or him?
Well, and this is my thing is like why I want to be a Catholic is because I do think they are the original church
They
and
might
they're the
be.
most connected to the Bible. And my own arrogance is the part of me that I'm starting to be frustrated with. And I do kind of feel like I'm at the age and the point where I need to be a little over myself.
And I can't be that way.
I've been so anti-churches, so
And I'm still
anti-establishment.
that way.
And I am. I mean, there's a big part of me that is.
Like the fact that you want to be open to being like a maybe Catholic or whatever, which is awesome.
I don't know.
I support you 100%.
Yeah, and I don't know. I honestly,
I
and
don't
Blanca
know.
may be right. She told me last night, like, you jump into things and then you
I
get
can't
over
be
it.
that way, man.
I don't know that I can.
I
So
can't
I'm
be that
taking my
way.
time and I'm thinking about it. But I'm like,
There's
Have
too
I been a
much
better person,
stereotypical
though?
shit.
there is, and I agree. And one thing, if I do this,
What
like,
are you gonna do that's gonna make you feel better about you?
not be a dick?
Well, there you go. Do you need a religion to feel that way?
I might.
Maybe you do.
This
and
is
that's
the
awesome.
thing. And I've always
And
said,
I think that's what's
always
religion.
said,
Maybe
from-
sometimes people need that.
This is the thing for me is like I've always said about religion. If you need church, then good for you. I don't.
but
I start to look at myself
yeah,
and this show. I don't know what it was about the show.
yeah.
It's a stupid show. It's a great show.
I haven't watched it.
It's a
I need
very,
to watch
very good show.
Okay, I
But
believe you.
and I don't think everyone's going to walk away and be like, you know what I need to do is go to church. But there is something about the way the show is written, the way that it resonated with me,
Mhm.
that I looked at these characters in the show and I thought, there's something so amazing in the truly faithful, not in the one that pretended to be, not in the one that like
But
acted.
do you
like
ever
they
think
were.
because it's a show that like it's maybe like
Yes, I already know what you're going to say. Yes,
visual, making it more than what it is?
of course.
And I'm
my
not
own-
saying that's not how religion
my
is.
own psyche does that anyway. I get
Like-
into things fast and I lose interest fast.
I think for me, like
But
I said, for me, church has always been like a part of my life growing up.
there's a part of my soul though.
Like I'm not even gonna joke. Like
Yeah.
I can't even. I wish I could explain to you how much church has been like an influence in the way I grew up. Right, from my
Right.
mom. Like,
Me too. yeah.
Did you celebrate Halloween?
I did.
I didn't.
See,
Like that was the devil's day, right? I didn't celebrate Halloween.
see, and I
When
wasn't.
my mom got to church, the Halloween
I
that
was
was the
not an
devil's day.
extremist. My church
My mom
did
was
not
extreme.
preach against
No.
gay people. They did not preach
Gays?
against anyone.
That gays was bad,
We were a pretty socially liberal church, I guess. We never really talked about the issue.
which is cool.
But I
For-
grew up with the willingness to hear it. But I also had a friend who was an atheist, and he got me to think, and I appreciate that
And
because
so I don't
and I
believe in
spent years-
atheism.
and I
but,
had- I had and I don't know that he is an atheist to this day because we've had conversations, and he admits I do not know. He's just not. He wasn't raised. When you're raised with Jesus and you're raised with the
dude.
idea of eternal damnation if you deny Jesus, you are a Christian. Like there
I
is
grew
a
up
point in your
Christian.
life where you you're going to accept Christ because of the fear of what comes.
Oh yeah,
My
you're
issue was
you're going to hell.
I was not willing.
You're going to hell.
I knew my name was Thomas. You know about doubting Thomas.
Downtown, you're going to hell.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yes, sir.
So I learned about the doubting Thomas. My pastor talked a lot because his dad
Your name
was
is Thomas. You doubt.
fire and brimstone, and my pastor was not. So he had this big, huge portrait, this mural painted in our church of this what's called the Laughing Jesus.
Okay.
And it's this Jesus who's literally laughing. And it was all about this idea of love. I know. We need more alcohol.
We do.
Wine. Let's get the sacramental wine in here.
Jesus, help me out, bro.
But like, I don't know. I've just gotten,
I get it.
I've gotten to the point where it's like, I know at some point I'm going to accept Jesus because I don't want to go to hell.
But
is it fair?
But hey, that's what I don't.
I can't not believe in Jesus. So
how are you thinking you not believing in something is going to make you go to hell?
Because honestly, if you read the Bible, that's the one thing.
Well, no,
absolutely.
But
clear.
why you believe in the Bible? Why are you feeling like the Bible's for real? Like I'm not. So I'm playing devil.
I totally understand.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. Like for me, I grew up. Like I told you, I grew up in the church hardcore. Like it was hardcore. Like I'm not even going to joke to you. Like I was before I left Vegas. There was a fucking like not a minister, but like someone who could see the future. What do they call him?
Oh, yeah.
Evangelist.
See, I don't believe in those guys.
No. This is how hardcore it was for me.
Well, see, that's
these guys were saying like, "Oh, you're gonna be a pastor. You're gonna grow." And for me, I was like, "That's not what I want."
Anything come true?
No, fuck no. Like for me, it's
because
like,
of free will, which
is
from God.
From what God says, you got freedom of choice, right? Yeah. Except if you're the government, you don't got the freedom of choice. You get vaccinated, you piece of shit.
Hey, that's state government. Come on.
Government says you don't get vaccinated, you don't get a job.
Which, by the way, Jay Inslee, I support you on some things.
Fuck this you, Jay Inslee. I hate you, bitch.
Like, I don't understand this.
He's a piece of shit.
I was all for early things, but this one,
no.
You're asking people to get.
You're forcing people to get
stuff.
Don't ask. You're not asking them.
Freedom
you're forcing
speech.
them.
I'm just saying you're going to lose this one.
You're forcing.
Stop
you're not asking.
Stop.
Anyway, my thing is for church. It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I grew up in it such hardcore that it's not that I don't believe there's something there, right? Because I do.
Saying that's me too.
I do, but I'm not going to put my eggs all in this basket that it's Catholics or it's Christians.
You're
or
right.
It's Muslims or it's this or it's that. At the end of the day, I want to know that what I'm doing as a person is good and that I'm treating people the way I would want to be treated.
I completely agree.
And that at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm a Christian or I'm not saying I'm this, but I'm going to feel good about who I am. Maybe I helped this person out or I did this and that. That's not going to, if that doesn't get me in heaven, that doesn't get, whatever. Fuck it. Like if God's going to be such a narcissist that I don't bow to him because of something, but at the same time, I'm a good person.
Yes.
But God's going to allow this person who's fucking raped and murdered and fucking did this stuff to kids or to people.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? You've been forgiven. You ask for forgiveness. If he's going to allow them to heaven, but someone like myself or whatever who's hasn't raped and hasn't done this, but I have my flaws, which is normal for most people.
Right.
If that's not going to get me to heaven, but someone who's going to rape and the only reason it is because they're bowing down and being like, oh yeah, I'm going to suck your toes. Like to me, that's kind of fucked up.
Sure.
And that's how I view it.
And
that's how I've always viewed religion. Like it's fucked up if you gotta like bow down.
That is the way I viewed it.
And I hate that.
I totally get it. That's
so
the way
I would never be in.
That is the way I viewed it. Yeah. And that is, I have had an issue with churches, institutions, the whole thing. Because
you're Joel Osteen. You make millions of dollars. People are struggling.
Fuck Joel Osteen. I'm just going to say this. Fuck Joel Osteen.
No.
The Bible does say, and I don't care if you're a believer or not, the Bible does say the people that choose to lead a flock, they are the most judged. So if you are a pastor who does not open your doors and people are dying in a flood,
Well,
Guess
that's
what?
I'm
There's
saying.
nothing more biblical than
How
that.
many people who
Joel
are
Osteen,
religious?
you are not a religious
How
leader.
many people who are religious?
You don't buy a fucking mega church.
who has like
This is
millions,
bullshit.
hundreds of millions of dollars, who
Yeah.
have this church that
Joel
brings in
Osteen, you're a
like
joke.
50,000
You're a joke.
followers, but they're not going to help people out. Come on, man. Because if you're helping people out, you're not
your
going to get.
doors when people are dying in a massive.
You know
flood.
why he won't do that?
Because he cares.
He's not
more
going to be
about
able to write that off.
him.
No, he's
That's
not going to
right.
write that up.
Exactly.
He's not going to write that
Not
up.
only that, but he worries about what's going to happen to his poor little church.
Fuck him.
That is a
Fuck anybody
fucking
who does that.
Joel Osteen. If you,
You know
want to
what?
be legitimate,
This guy
read
knows,
the Bible.
this
Read
guy
the
knows-
Bible.
If for whatever reason his house caught on fire, they come to my house, come live at my house. I wouldn't give a two shits. You know what? Come to my house. I wouldn't think twice.
What
Oh, you know what? You can't afford to live in my house.
So here's the idea of Jesus. What did Jesus do with the temples?
He fucked them up
He flipped over the tables because
people
they
were being
turned.
pieces of shit.
They
They
turned
wanted money. They wanted money,
getting into heaven became a money game.
and that's how it
And he
still is.
flipped over the money tables of the church.
And Jesus still
Joel
does that.
Osteen, Jesus will come for you if you're about money
And the
above
thing
God.
I think about with the gay thing is like, through
Who
the
are we
years-
to judge?
No. I don't think God or anybody's ever said like don't be gay, right?
No.
I think through
In
the
fact,
years.
if you read the Old
No, I
Testament,
think if you go through the years,
Yeah.
it's because it's like it's been passed down like here, and then Tom's not saying Tom does this, but saying Tom's this person. It's like, oh, I'm gonna write the Bible. Yeah,
this is
Well,
where
I
I
don't
don't
fucking
know if
believe
I
in
can be
this.
Catholic.
I don't believe in this.
This is my only
So for
concern.
me, this is the new Tom version.
This is
I'm
why
the new James version, right?
This is why I want to be Catholic, is because I have really
Catholics
struggled
believe
with
in-
this.
Catholics don't believe in gays, though.
Well, here's my thing. I really struggle with this because
Believe in Thomas. Don't believe in you anybody
I know.
else.
I
Don't
hear
say
you.
you're Catholic.
But-
Nothing.
My issue is
I'll never be
I
nothing.
am too arrogant as a human being. I really am. And I don't know why this show did it, but something about this non-religious show, because if you watch it, it's based in religion. It's not about religion. Something got
Midnight
me
Mass sounds so religious.
on this feeling. Well, I mean, it is, but if you watch it, like, it doesn't have to.
I gotta watch it.
It just got me to this place to look more openly. And I look at it and I go, okay, as much as I agree with you, because that's always been my point of view. Ever since we stopped going to church and I had this situation in my life where I met somebody that I thought, wow, you're like super religious, but you are really missing the point.
I think most religious people.
It made me not want to be in an institution. But then I got this feeling of like,
Why do you want to be in an institution?
because I feel like if only the people that are not the people that get it are in the institution, then the whole thing dies.
So
I don't know.
So,
There's something
so
about-
I'm not going to be in your institution, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So am I going to be this piece of shit to you?
No, not at all. Because that's not
But-
what the point is. But the point is, if every
But a lot of
person,
institutions, that's how they feel.
if the only people in that institution are the people with that idea, then what's that institution going to be?
a fucking
If the only
What is
guy that
a
stays,
cult.
this is the point. I'm
That's going to be a
making.
cult.
If the only people that stay are the most extreme,
Yeah.
then is Catholicism Islam that goes and blows up the World Trade Center. It's the same fucking thing.
They're extreme. Yeah. They're extremists.
What my point
And
is,
same with Islam. Like
we
you
need
said,
to
that's
stop.
like an
But
extremist.
look at American politics. Look at everything.
Extremes.
We are all becoming extremists.
True.
And I'm looking at the world today, and it scares the shit out of me. And I look at it and I go, do I have the answers better? No. And I think about these institutions I haven't had faith in, but I think, what if us as rational people need to join back into these institutions? I know I believe in Jesus. I can't not. I was raised with it.
Yeah.
So I deny it, and I say I don't need a church, and I don't. But at the same point, if I'm not a part of a church, and they just hardline more and more and more, I believe in gay rights. I believe that
But the
people-
church doesn't believe in that.
I don't care.
But how, so
If
hey,
they- I will
I'm
be
not
honest.
trying to be an asshole,
no,
right?
you're right.
But like, so how can you believe in church if a church doesn't believe in that?
I will be honest with them. So you have, if you're going to become Catholic, you have to go through what's called catechism.
Well, Catholics don't believe in gays.
It's a tricky thing. They
How's it
don't.
tricky?
They believe that the act of homosexual sex is a sin.
Okay.
They don't believe in the homosexuality itself as a sin.
So
there's some
when
wordplay
you're a
there.
home, but the same.
So here's the
same
deal,
thing.
though.
When you love, you're gonna do that.
When you are
Yeah.
a Catholic,
Uh-huh.
you are not allowed by the Pope
Okay.
to judge. They actually believe in the
You're not
idea of
supposed to judge,
Jesus
but
that
they do.
they do.
Yeah.
But does that have to be you?
It doesn't have to be.
This
you.
is the thing that I'm coming to. So I kind of prayed, and I don't pray. I
Yeah.
didn't believe in prayer for 15
It's not that I don't
years.
believe in prayer, but I think there's a choice. Where
am and
you
always
put it
will
out-
be kind of a deist.
You put that out in the world, and
I look
that's
at
what it is.
My religion, I look at as like our podcast.
Like you
I'm
put out in
going
the
to
world.
create it.
Yeah, you're
And
gonna
if
create.
it's picked up, it's picked up. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah, if you put something good out there, it's
I'm
gonna come out
realizing my own personal arrogance,
Uh-huh.
which came out of my own self-deprecation, is a problem.
good. Okay.
I
I'm
need to
gonna
be
punch it.
loved. I need to be heard.
Well, everyone does.
And well, we do. But I realize, like, in a lot of ways, the things that I concern myself with are very self-centered because of me.
Well,
And I
mean,
kind of wonder if I
you
just,
believe in something that doesn't mean you're self-centered.
but when I'm worried more about how I look or how I am perceived,
Who
or
cares?
what-
Who
Well,
thinks
but-
how you if you have a belief and that's
but
how
why
you believe,
not
like
give
why is that
yourself
okay?
into something, even if it ends up not being real?
Well, no, that's
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
But you
Like,
can't,
I don't know.
well, no, there's nothing wrong with you giving into something like that, but you can't think like if someone's who's going to think that's bad.
Yeah.
Like honestly, for me, you and me, like you're like a brother to me, right?
Oh yeah,
And I love you to
yeah.
death.
I love
and,
you to pieces.
and I'll fucking risk my life for you.
Yeah.
Do I not like? Maybe I don't believe the same things you're throwing out, right?
I don't even know
And-
if
and
I do. That's
well,
the
no,
thing.
that's it's okay, and it's okay if I don't
know
believe it.
what
It's
I-
okay. And
where I am.
I don't want you to ever feel like it's weird for you to feel that way.
No, and I
Because
don't.
For me, if you feel that way, that's
My honest
your
truth
way.
is, if I do
For
it,
me,
I own it.
there's certain things I don't believe in,
Yeah,
and it's just because of things I went through my life. Like,
yeah,
my mom's been a good person her whole life, right?
yeah.
She's Lord Jesus. She lived by the Bible. She did all this shit. But same day, same time, like my mom's gone through shit, right?
Yeah.
And that's to me, I've always looked at it like it's kind of fucked up.
Can
Like,
we be fair though?
my
like,
mom, you've given your life to the Lord.
she had struggles though.
Well, no, and this is after my mom's been struggling with the
So
like
this came
addiction.
after.
Oh, this is after
gotcha.
addiction. 20 years.
Yeah.
So my mom's, he's been religious and this and Jesus, and he loves the Lord and
Yeah.
this. Like my stepdad, who's in prison.
Yeah.
Like my mom waited. Like no, Lord says it feels like I need to wait. My mom waited, and this is where my beef came from. Like my mom waited more than half my life for this piece of shit, right?
And he abandoned her.
And he abandoned her.
Yeah.
And he said all this shit, and I was always with my mom. Okay, yeah, I got you, mom. But people always told my mom, nah, man, he's a piece of shit. And I was like, nah, mom, I stand by you.
Can I be the devil's advocate in
Oh,
that
you
one?
can be it, but like at the same time, it's just like, you believe in the God so much. but
I know
here's
how
God's a
corny
piece of
this is.
shit.
I know how corny this is because I would laugh at this.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to play the devil's advocate, which the last week is the only credibility I have in this, so I have
No,
none.
that's cool. That's cool.
Who was with her?
Who was with a piece of shit?
Well,
To me, he was a piece of shit.
okay.
She was
This-
with this guy. She
This
waited for
guy
him in
left.
prison
Who
for
does she still
15
believe?
years.
Who does she still believe?
The Lord Jesus.
So he was with her the whole time, and he gets her through. matter what.
My mom thought the Lord
I
Jesus
think
was
the
going to get her
human
through this
mind-
whole thing.
I think the human mind is
My mom
something
believed
incredible.
this. My mom believed this till the death. Till death you do you part. She believed that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She believed the whole
Dude, I don't
sickness
even
and
know.
health. She believed
I
that
don't
shit.
even know.
So
I
sickness,
don't-
I could get.
Yeah.
Health, I could get. I could get a lot of shit, but when someone comes at you and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I can't live with you.
Well, and I
You're
had,
a fucking piece of shit.
I
can't
had
live with you.
questions. Like back when I was with this girl that was Catholic and we were talking about things, like I got to the point like I don't get how you have to have a priest to confess to when the whole point of God, like Jesus dying on the cross, was you no longer needed
You don't need it.
this institution to go to.
You don't.
I totally get it.
He died for your sins.
And I've always believed that, but I just get to this age and this time and this place where it's like, am I too fucking arrogant?
No. I don't know.
I don't know. I
can't say. Like I said, I'm pretty hard headed.
And I am too. And I usually am. And I've always been steadfast. My grandfather told me, and this is where I came back to. This girl I was with, I was a stupid 17, 18-year-old kid.
Uh-huh.
And you have to do these things to be Christian. I still don't believe that. I never will. But my grandfather, I was worried because he wouldn't go to church. And we were going to go to church on Christmas Eve. And he wouldn't go. And he laid on the couch and he had a beer. And I'm like, oh, Grandpa, don't you need to go to church?
I want to fucking.
And you know what my grandpa said to me?
I want to give him a high five.
I love my grandpa.
Dude,
my grandpa is in heaven
beer.
just like my grandma. And you know what he said to me? Tom, God and I are like this. And I got that.
Well,
I got that for years.
That makes sense.
For years. It makes
I don't
sense
think
to me
you
too.
need to.
The problem I have, I think, is I was so anti everything involved in that I've deprived my kids of even the basic knowledge of it.
So I'll tell
my kids know
church.
nothing about it. Elliot knows nothing about Jesus. He doesn't know anything about being so turned against everything.
But yeah,
I haven't even educated my kids to give them a chance.
How can you educate them on something that you're not even sure about?
I know that at my core I believe in Jesus because I was raised with it.
Which is cool.
And how do you turn against something
a Christian who believes in Jesus and a Catholic who believes in Jesus believe in two different things, right?
Well, they're the first. They're the first Christian church.
Well, no. Like a Christian can believe one thing about Jesus, and a Catholic can bring another thing about Jesus. They believe about Jesus. They believe Jesus is this guy. But they have these different beliefs about how this guy lived his life, whatever. So for me, like, that's how I am. It's like, was there something out there to me? Yeah, there was.
You guys have to watch Midnight Mass. You really do. There is an explanation for God that is so physics-based.
For me, like, it's not that I don't believe. So I don't believe that there's a... it's hard to say because it's not that I don't believe there's God, but I believe there's something out there that
bigger than what we know.
And that, like, I'm not going to bow down to something, but I'm also not going to be an arrogant asshole and think there's something bigger than I am.
Right.
There's not, there's something out there that's bigger than me.
Right.
See, and that's when I look at the mountains, when I look at the stars, when I look at the fucking clouds. There's something out there beautiful that is crazy.
Whether you're religious or you are a scientist, either way, none of it makes sense.
It's crazy to me.
Where does it begin? Where does God begin?
I don't know.
And where does science begin?
I can't say
the Big Bang. Like, if energy is neither created nor destroyed, who created the first energy?
We'll never know that.
And regardless of that, who created God?
I feel like God is something you believe in,
like always existing. But at the same time, how is energy always existing?
So this is what I believe.
Something created the energy, and something created what created the energy. I feel like your own belief
is like, I don't think there's this higher being that's just like this fucking like superhero with these powers, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's this energy out there in the world. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but there's this energy out there in the world, the karma thing, right? People always talk about karma.
Right.
There's something out there where there's just like, you got this positive energy that you're putting out there and that you're coming back because you're putting this out there. And then at the same time, there's people that throw out that negative energy and they're always like, well, my life's a piece of shit. Well, it's because you're throwing this negative energy out there, and it's
karma. Karma is often self-created.
So for me, that's a God.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that there's this God who's like rolling
side to God.
There's not this person ruling over you, and it's cool. I think we might end this, dude.
We might need to.
Here, we're gonna end this. Whoa, shit! So we're almost at 3 hours, which is crazy.
You guys
long.
are not going to hear any of the.
Nah, probably not. But anyway,
so for those of you out there,
we got pretty deep.
I don't know, guys. I really don't.
I got to pee.
I don't know where I am.
But you know what? You have your beliefs.
Watch this goddamn show. It's
My
so
bro
incredible.
has his beliefs, and
I don't even know. Something has awoken in me that wasn't alive before,
and that's okay. And that's the point.
I'm looking into it,
and that's the point.
I mean,
And that's
it's
okay.
become nothing. I just know that consumed most of my week, and we'll see where it goes.
So the last thing I want to talk about before we end this, because I know you got to piss and I got to
bladder
pee.
is going to explode.
So the Nightmare on Elm Street
Yes.
house is listed for $3.5 million.
There's an actual house for sale.
The actual house from Nightmare on Elm Street for the
Really?
80s movies is listed.
In
Bedroom,
Los Angeles.
probably.
Yeah.
But anyway,
half bath.
I just want you guys to have a great day.
Yeah. Have a great week.
Have a great week. You know what? It's been a crazy fucking week.
Wild ride.
I know my man got a pee right now. So you guys what?
It's
Have a
like a
great week.
racehorse.
We love you.
We love you. See you next week. I like this.
Have a good week.
Have a great week.